history. He made everybody miss.
What's up, buddy?
With the first tackle.
What's up,
Hey,
what's up?
salute, brother. Hey, it's good to see you.
Hey,
Good to
what's
see
up?
you, man. Good to
Seen
see
you
you
in
guys.
chat before, bro.
Yes, sir.
See you on your show. We're hanging out. So we're talking about the running backs. You're like, best running backs ever. So I was talking about JJ being a cross between Bo and Marcus. So Marcus would always make the first guy miss, right? That's what Josh Jacobs did. He'd make the first guy miss. But Josh Jacobs is a lot bigger than Marcus, more like Bo. But Marcus wasn't super fast, but Bo was super fast. So I kind of put it like a tweener between the two, and that's why I got him as like the third best running back in Raider history.
No, Marcus Allen wasn't fast. He had long strides. He ran like a gazelle. He had the long, big strides.
Mhm.
So he looked fast on the field. He just had long strides. So,
But I will say one other thing that's cool about Marcus that no other running back has been able to duplicate. When Marcus would hop over the offensive line, nobody's been able to duplicate what he's done. That guy is like a high jumper because no one's been able to do that.
it's a gazelle.
You don't see that anymore at all.
Like a gazelle, just don't jump over him.
Everybody now tries to just muscle their way through.
The bush push, huh?
LT was pretty solid at doing that on the goal line with the Chargers for a bit.
Yeah, Marcus Allen, though, man.
He different for sure.
Hey, Jeff, put up Arnie's Garcia's Arnie. What he said.
I'm getting there.
Oh, he's at the top of August. I see. I thought you were at the bottom.
Which one you talking about?
It's at the bottom. It just popped up.
All right, yeah, I saw it. I'll get him. That was the only option, but Tom Brady is waiting for something to opening up McCarthy. That's possible.
Hey, Arnie, I like that thought, bro. I do.
Was Jeffing might be a shock hire.
Tampa Bay Bucks back when they were trash. Yeah. So Jay says, Jeff, I'm going to pitch you this scenario. Get Lane Kiffin as the OC. Trade back from 6 to a lower pick and get a second or third, a couple of 4ths and 5ths. Get Trey Harris in the second and have an Ole Miss reunion.
He's saying that like if we get Dart as well, we trade back to a lower pick in the first, get Dart, Trey Harris, Lane Kiffin, basically everybody at fucking Ole Miss.
That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work right there.
Yeah. Hey, Jess, I will say this.
That's a lot of
Man,
work.
that would be like, getting Kiffin back would be like, saying that we're going to redraft Jamarcus Russell for me. I don't want to see Kiffin anywhere close to the Raiders team. No, hell's no.
I like Lane Kiffin. I think he's grown a lot since his time with the Raiders.
So did McDaniels, right? When he was at Denver Broncos days and then came to the Raiders. Yeah, I
definitely still don't want him though. I don't think he's not there yet. Let's see him a couple more times at Ole Miss. Let's see if he can handle that. But I don't know.
So would you rather sign Najee Harris or draft 2 running backs? I would do all 3. Bring Najee in and draft 2 running backs. Why not? Clear out that running back room. You won't need to keep anybody. You want to keep McCormick? I'm fine with that. Keep Abdullah? I'm fine with that. Get rid of everybody else.
It's just I don't think that's where we should be looking to spend our money. I think you got to go all in on the guard from Kansas City. Give him the fucking bag. Give him the bag.
I got you, bro. I'm right there with you. Yeah. He's going to cost about $20 million, but he's perfect.
He's going to be expensive, but that's exactly what Pete Carroll's going to want. And this running back class is so fucking deep. Like, you can get 2 great running backs in the later rounds. 2 great running backs.
Definitely deep.
I like that kid from North Carolina. Again, Pete Carroll, what we talked about earlier, guys. So, LV, you weren't here for this. It's like, he likes that big running back, Marshawn Lynch, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of brought up, Chubb.
Yeah.
So a big running back. But, if we're going to draft a running back, I think the kid from North Carolina, he fits that mold, even though we've all hear about the Scatteroo chat.
Mm-hmm.
I want that big running back. I want that big guy. That's what Pete likes to do.
To me, that guy is I don't know why. I think he's had a bunch of problems off the field. He's got a DUI, but just last season,
You know what? There's a lot of Raiders have DUI, so he fit right in.
yeah,
Right?
a lot of people forget about Ollie Gordon. Ollie Gordon just led the nation in rushing the past season from Oklahoma State. And I don't know why. He was a first round grade coming out of last season. He came back and he was not as good, but he's still a really big, powerful back. Not as great out of the backfield as far as catching lines, but like obviously we want to be a downhill football team. And I think that's a guy that a lot of people are really starting to miss as well. Because of the Scadabos coming up and the Omarion Hamptons and Devin Neals and there's a bunch of backs obviously, but I think that's a guy that's could be in the 4th, 5th round, possibly, and we can get. And like I said, he led the nation in rushing just a year ago.
Wow, nice.
Well, we got extra picks. We got extra picks, so we can get 2 running backs. We can get that big boy, and then we get one of the small ones.
Exactly.
Like last night.
Dart. He said Dart isn't making it out of the first round. I have a feeling he's falling into the first round.
Zach, bro, salute, brother. I agree. Yeah. I'm there with you, man.
Says Trey Harris is good, but he's got injury concerns.
Yeah.
Talia.
What's up?
How you doing? Tyler A. Draft 2. Najee hasn't really gotten any better since his rookie season. Again, he this year he didn't have to be the Najee of past because they had a legit quarterback this season. I shouldn't say a legit quarterback. They had Russell Wilson.
A better quarterback.
So it changed the whole way their offense ran. Their offense didn't have to run through Najee Harris like it has in the past.
Well, Jeff, does anyone know, again, the Raiders offensive line is split, zone and power. I know that everything I hear about the Steelers offensive line is bad too. So I'm sure they got the mix up too, what Najee does well and what the offensive line does well. But I don't really know because I don't follow the Steelers. So, I mean, is it Najee? Is it the offensive coordinator? Or is it the mismatch on the offensive line? What they do, does it not fit his scheme? So I don't know. I don't know.
The other one back there was
they also used Jaylen Warren a lot more this year too.
Yeah, the Warrens were pretty good this year, so now they're still lying.
So which is why I think they're not going to try and probably re-sign Najee. They're probably going to go running back later in the draft. Bring in another rookie on their end too. So I
kind of saw something about Aaron Jones with them.
He is a free agent. I don't want him.
Right? No.
Let's see, True Raider fans. They have the name Kiffin, McDaniels, Tom. I don't want to get Cable. Greg Olson. Well, McDaniels never should have been hired. He never should have been hired in the first place.
No.
He didn't cut it in Denver. He already showed, what he could be. Why we give him another shot is beyond me.
I want to answer this. Arnie, I agree with every single person you put up there except for Tom Cable. He was a good offensive line coach. He got kind of put in the position to become the head coach, and he's not a player that's designed to be a head coach. But as an offensive line coach, he was pretty good.
I will give you that. He was a good offensive line coach.
But everyone else, I agree.
Open, to be honest with you, as our O-line coach. Because I think when he took over after Getsy and the other idiots were canned, I liked what he did with, the change to the offensive line for sure.
Yeah, me too.
Well, you know what? That's a part of what, the problem with AP. We all love AP. He's a Raider. Everyone sitting up on the show, everyone in the chat, he is a Raider. And when he played for the Giants and one of his, players, with him, like teammates talking shit against the Raiders, don't talk shit.
Yeah.
I love the man. Absolutely love the man.
It was David Carr that wouldn't say something about the Raiders suck, and he said, "Don't talk about my damn team like that."
Right. So he's an ultimate Raider, and it's a dream for every Raider fan probably out there to be the head coach, to run it your way. So I salute to him. He played in the NFL, which is super cool. And he's also was a Raiders head coach. But he was slow to make changes on his team.
Oh, it was in over his head.
I don't think
I
he
mean-
was.
I
I
mean,
don't think
Cody
he was-
Whitehair. Why is Cody Whitehair starting so many games?
I don't think he was slow. I don't think he had full control of the Raiders organization.
So do you think it was Telesco?
He was named head coach, but I don't think he had total control of the path he wanted to take. You know,
So-
he wanted to go the direction. I don't know who. I don't know. Let's go with Mark Davis. Or
Well, it's got to be
whoever it was.
Telesco. I mean, if it's not him, it's Telesco. Like, again, starting the season off Minshew, I kind of saw it. If you're going to get someone beat up, like with great defense, let Minshew get beat up, right? And
Yeah.
then put AFC 12, let him, again, develop a little bit more and then bring him in. But I just saw with AP, like slow calls, bad calls, players not coming out. Like with Zeus, right? We just talked about Zeus a little earlier.
Wait. Jack. You can't say that name no more. He's not Zeus. You can say Samir White or
Aphrodite?
White or Samir. You can say that. You can't say Zeus. You ain't playing no god. Not even a demigod. But anyway, go ahead.
You want to bank through some of these comments. Rita Zach, Scatabo is not going to make it to the 4th round.
No,
No way.
I think
he's gonna.
going.
He definitely already outplayed that
Yeah.
draft round.
We have 29 free agents of our own. Who's your top priority free agent to resign? Everybody pick one.
One?
The top
Yeah,
three.
just pick one.
One?
all
Okay,
right.
only one.
Spillane.
Spillane.
Oh, it's tough for me. It's Spillane or Merrick.
No, you can't do one or the other. You got to pick
I
one.
know. I'm gonna
Elvis, you
go with
said
Spillane.
Minshew? I think I had somewhere wrong. I thought you said Minshew.
Mitch.
For me, I would have to go Jason.
Chase on. That's it.
Yeah. So Jay says, I think you get Trey if he's there in the second, or Jaden Higgins, or get running back Hampton. Higgins is a stud.
I think that's high for both of those guys, though.
It's going to change
Jake-
after
I don't want
this season.
J.K.
Both combine.
Dobbins.
I'm not trading for any running back. This running back is deep class and there's good free agents.
No one
Yeah.
trade for running back. No.
Damn
I'm
well.
not trading for Dobbins. Hell's no.
Robert, what's up? Arnie, Najee Harris is Pride of Antioch, California, Bay Area kid.
That's right.
Yeah. Bay Area, NorCal.
So Weezy asks, Abdul Carter or Will Johnson in the first round?
I'm taking Abdul Carter.
I'm taking Abdul Carter too.
I'm taking Abdul Carter.
I
Get that
definitely
line
would.
straight.
I'd rather have
I-
Carter.
I love Will Johnson. He's
I do.
right.
Wait, Johnson's the quarterback from Michigan, right?
Yeah.
That's one. Yeah.
Either one, but I'll do Carter be first.
I mean, I would want Carter, but I would honestly think that unless, we don't know what type of research they've done on these guys already.
yeah.
But if something comes out about Will Johnson with what I read earlier about his questions of his tackling and his lack of speed, and if there's any injury history, which I don't know about, that may skirt them away from doing that, and they may take Carter over him. I would take Carter over him right now.
Did you seen somewhere that Will Johnson doesn't tackle and that he's slow?
Yeah. We were
Yeah,
talking about earlier.
Jeremiah said it in his.
Did he watch
Whoa,
Michigan
dude.
games?
If
What?
Jeremiah's, I have a lot of respect for Jeremiah. So like, if you just didn't say that, Jeff, I would have said Johnson.
Yeah, hang on. I'll read exactly word for word.
Dude, say read it, please.
Under Daniel Jeremiah's 1.0 draft mock draft, he's got Will Johnson dropping number 15 down to Atlanta Falcons.
That's fucking far.
That's
The note
way
on there
crazy.
says- It says Johnson is a polarizing player around the league. He provides size and production, but some questions have emerged about his tackling and top speed in the 2024.
Bro, I'm on YouTube right now. I'll pull up Will Johnson highlights and you tell me.
I
if he
believe
looks
you.
slow.
But,
And he
No,
does
no.
tackle.
LB Raider, I agree. I that's why I was blown away. I was ready to say Johnson over Carter.
Yeah. That's
I would
crazy
just,
to me.
I would just have to go by.
But I respect Jeremiah.
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah's like, when Mike Mayock, before he became our GM, he was like my top guy. So Jeremiah and like Bucky Brooks are like my top two guys, like when you watch Trash.
Yeah, I like Jeremiah and Peter Schrager. Peter Schrager is usually on the money.
Yeah,
He's
Jeff,
good.
I think swayed me towards Peter Schrager now, to be honest.
Yeah. if you watch Good Morning Football, he's the numbers guy on that show. He's the real analytical type guy, and he's good. I've been watching him now for years, and he's spot on with a lot of his picks. See, AP just wasn't ready to be a coach. Love him, but he wasn't ready. No,
I
he
agree.
wasn't.
Yeah, he
Zach,
was.
Zach,
He's
thank
right.
you for being on the Wild Wild West show. So anyone who shows up there, I agree, dude. He was kind of like he needed like so many head coaches to like help him out.
Yeah.
But it's like, but he was slow to respond on changes, the offensive line, the running back, all of it. And you know what? And it's not his fault because Telesco, we wanted Kingsbury as our offensive coordinator. He wanted a 3-year contract and to trade up for Jaden Daniels. And then the Raider Nation finds out, oh, Tom Telesco, who's only made, again, doing the Wild West show, all AFC West teams, Telesco's only made one trade in 11 years to move up. And we did not, we thought we did, tried to move up to get Jaden Daniels, the quarterback that we all want, versus any of these quarterbacks. We didn't make any attempts to do it.
Supposedly, I mean that's Adam Schefter saying that. I take what he says.
I don't think
Adam
I'm
Schefter
worse for nothing.
Well, but it is
But he
a
did say
fact.
it,
It is
so, I mean,
purely a fact. Telesco's made one trade in 11
Oh, I
years.
know he doesn't move around
move
in the
up.
draft. They know that.
But we
He
know.
definitely does not do anything like that. That's not his style. You know whose style that is to move around the draft? Pete Carroll's. Pete Carroll makes a lot of moves because I was watching 805 show the other day, and they were
805.
looking at Pete Carroll's history and what he did in the draft, what picks and everything while he was the head coach. And while they were doing that, I was looking up what type of draft day trades he made. He made a shit ton of trades through the years that he was the head coach there. But not a lot of moving up in the draft, like moving
back.
Yeah, he did a lot of moving back, like trading that early pick and accumulating like 4 or 5 picks.
Isn't that like that's like Bill Belichick too?
Yeah, or trading a player and getting a boatload of picks. His biggest trade ever was his final year there, or not his final year, the year that he traded Russell Wilson to Denver, because he traded Russell Wilson. He got, I think, like 4 or 5 picks from that. Plus, he got 3 players. He got Drew Lock, he got Noah Fant, and there was one other, I forget. So we got 3 players, and he got a shit ton of picks that he turned into value players. From those picks, he pulled up. He ended up getting Kenneth Walker, his running back, out of that. Charbonnet came in off of the draft after that one. So I mean, he made a lot of moves.
Both of their corners they have now.
Yeah, and Spytek, when he was in Tampa, he didn't move around as much as Pete Carroll did, but he moved around too. He was in the time frame that he was working with them and had a hand in some of the draft day stuff. So while he was there, they moved around the draft too, but nowhere near as much as Pete Carroll did. So that makes me feel good that he's willing to take like our number 6 pick, move back in the first round, get maybe another second round, maybe a first next year type of thing. That's the type of shit he does. So I want a coach and I want our team to be active in the draft. The more picks we get, the better he can build this team faster too.
Well, it makes it cheaper too overall.
Some people just want us. Well, so many people want us to give up our draft and move up and get Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders. Yeah. We have more pieces than just a quarterback at this point.
No, we need a lot of pieces. We need just a quarterback. We need
offensive
linemen.
I want us to move around.
Receivers. We need a lot of stuff.
I want us to move around in the draft and accumulate picks, whether it's extra picks this year plus extra picks for next year's draft, so we can fill these holes and really put the best product on the field as possible. Mm-hmm. We move up and take a Shedeur Sanders. He's not going to play next year. So you're giving up a good chunk of your draft this year and possibly picks from next year's draft. Forget it's not even going to touch the field this year. We're not going to have somebody like an Abdul Carter that's going to walk in, or Graham that's going to walk in, and they're going to stop the second they're drafted. They'll be on the plane that night going out to Vegas to meet with the team, meet with the coach, meet with the owners, And guess what? Let's start working now. And I'll get him under contract and move.
Yeah. And remember, Jeff, Pete Carroll only has 3 years. So if you
Yeah,
give
so
his
his time
give all his
is
picks this
somewhat
year,
limited.
Option on the
then
fourth too.
next year, yeah, an option
Yeah.
for next year, then he's gonna have 2 years and 1 year left to actually keep building a team up. So
Yep.
give it all draft picks. That's nonsense. I would keep all the draft picks and probably get more.
Let's see, Rod Gass. What's the cost for Russell Wilson? Is Denver still paying for him? I think that.
No,
ended
Denver's
now.
done after this year.
Yeah, that's why Pittsburgh was able to get him so dirt cheap, and we could have
Mhm.
gotten him for like $1 million last year, but we did.
1.8 million. That's why I want
Yeah,
him. But
that's what it
Telesco didn't want to bring him. He brought in the booger eating Minshew.
Yeah, for $25 million.
Yeah.
That was oh god, don't even get me started on that. So
Yeah.
yeah, they're done paying for that. So anything that he signs now, it's a brand new contract, and it's gonna
Yeah,
be
don't
some
start.
money now.
Don't start that,
So
man.
here's the fact for you guys on Denver is that Denver's going to have like $80 million next year to spend, and they made the playoffs.
Yeah. Will Johnson is a big risk. I think he'll be great, but Carter has a chance to be the generational. Not sure
Yeah.
Johnson has that ceiling. Yeah, you're right.
I agree.
Let's see. I hope
Yeah,
Spike.
what's that, huh?
Huh?
I was like, yeah, what's that, huh? No, go ahead, go ahead.
I hope Spike Tech and Tom Brady make that move. I don't know what move you're referring to, but I hope it's not to grab Sanders by trading up. I don't want to do that. So 1 Ward, Carter 2, Sanders 3, Hunter 4, Graham 5, 6. Who we pick? Johnson, Genty, McMillan, or Campbell.
Based on that, yeah, then you take the offensive lineman.
No one would
Colton
make-
Miller's
no, I
not getting any younger. He's got no more guaranteed money. If the way that, if what Arnie just said, yeah, you got to do it.
I did. Well, you want
No trades, right? Just no trades. Just like what Arnie just said. It's like, yeah, you got to
at
do
our
that.
number 6 pick. Who do we take out of those?
I'm taking McMillan or Johnson. At 6, if those guys go in front,
Yeah,
or Carter,
Yeah, I'm trying to
Sanders,
think of-
Hunter.
Campbell's the offensive lineman. That's what it was.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Although that wouldn't be a bad move either.
Not at 6 though.
No,
I don't think he's worth 6.
But I would definitely take Johnson.
Yeah.
Shelby Harris.
That's the other guy you were thinking of in that trade
Oh,
Seattle
okay.
in
Okay.
Denver.
That's Chris's channel. Make
I
sure you
can't
guys
click
hit
on
that
it,
one up.
Chris.
Make sure you
Sorry,
hit this
bro.
one up too. That's LV10s.
No, it's just
Yeah,
you go to it. Just go Chris Ford Raiders. You'll see it up there. You got the Go to YouTube.
Yeah, her Tom Brady got
Just
Beach
search.
Power with any trades, draft pick. I don't know. We'll see. Jeff agreed we need those picks. Yeah, we do. We
Yeah.
need all the picks we can fucking get. Any running backs in particular you guys like in the draft? I'm
North
high on
Carolina.
Scatterbo.
the.
I like
That's a-
Scatterbo and Judkins.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, there's a ton. Honestly,
there's
you
so
really
many,
can't
yeah.
go wrong.
Hampton's another good one. I mean, there's so many. Henderson, even from Ohio State too.
Yep.
Yep. There's actually 2 of them from Ohio State.
There's
Yeah.
only one running back I really don't want, and that's Genty.
Just for
Really?
where we're at. That's just for where
Yeah.
we're at.
Not
But,
at number
like,
6.
But if Genty was like a 2nd-round graded player, like I'm taking Genty all day.
He's not gonna make it there. Dallas will pick him up soon.
No,
He's
yeah,
not making it past
exactly.
Dallas.
Yeah,
No,
so he
exactly.
knows he's
So
not
if
coming.
you could draft him 1 pick ahead of the Dallas Cowboys, that'd be kind of nice.
I still wouldn't take him. I still wouldn't take him. I'll tell Cowboys, hey, which guy's gonna pick Genty? You want to trade our 6 for your 12?
And another first next year?
Yeah.
You want him
Oh
that much?
yeah, I'd do that.
For the first next year or a player? Because we found out that guy behind us, they're gonna pick Genty. Watch Jerry Jones panic. Oh yeah, give it to him. Give him anything.
Yeah,
Right?
we'll switch picks and give us the rights. So you're a defensive end. Pair him up with Max. Woo, we got the money to pay him. I don't think the Cowboys have the money anymore to pay him.
I'll take
No,
Makai. What's his name? He's one's not happy there. Michael, what's
Micah Parsons?
yeah? I'll
Micah
take-
Parsons, like you think about it, They just got done, on the very first day of, like, literally the day before the season started. They signed their quarterback. They just paid CeeDee Lamb. They're in salary cap hell, kind of like the Saints.
Well,
How are you going to pay them?
I don't think he want to play it right now. He's not acting like it.
Can you imagine that?
Can you imagine
So-
we get him? We got Wilkins. And get another. What's that guy you talking about? Graham
No, Graham.
with Coots or Chase on and Max Crosby on that front seven. Oh my God, that'd be crazy.
That'd be disgusting.
Is
Yeah,
there any news on us retaining any offensive position coach? I haven't heard anything.
Never
Yeah.
anything.
Not yet.
I mean, everything's
Haven't
been
heard.
on the defensive side, which is exactly what I thought Pete Carroll was going to do, and he's doing exactly what I thought he would.
Well, we're just waiting for OC to find that out, so we don't
Yep.
know yet.
He's putting all the emphasis on getting the defense squared away, and it makes sense because, like I said earlier in the show, it was our major strong point last year.
Yeah.
It was our defense. It's the easiest building block to start working with.
Well, we
You
were
know.
15. We were 15 last
Well,
year.
most of
so
our
we
free
weren't bad.
agents that we wanted, most of our free agents are coming from the defensive side too. You
Mhm.
know, the ones that we need to address right away. So I think by appeasing to those players, by bringing Patrick Graham back, by bringing Leonard back, by bringing this other guy in for the linebackers coaching position, that helps. You know, having Patrick Graham back here with this defense, with some of these guys that have been here since he's been here, having that familiar face working with them. Yeah, they may run a different system this year. Who knows? Or they may just stick with what's been working. I don't know what we're going to do. We'll have to wait and see until the product gets put on the field. But it still makes me feel better knowing that the defense is being taken care of first, which is, again, that's Pete Carroll's strength.
Mhm.
Is he's a defensive-minded coach.
And Jeff, you're 100% right. You look at Patrick Graham coming back and Leonard coming back on the defensive line. We kind of brought this up earlier in the show, but that just shows guys like Max Crosby. Like when AP was gone, we kind of heard some rumbling, but we're not hearing any rumbling anymore. It's like, he sees the vision now of what's going on. And, that's going to bring – that was the most exciting, re-sign of the whole offseason with Patrick Graham coming back. Because you know what? Because if not, I can see half of the free agents that we have going to different teams where they are more likely to come back now to play together and going, man, we got something good going here.
Well, this is twofold too. If you think about it, it's going to make these players want to sign with us and come back and play with us.
Mhm.
And number two, it's going to be easier to bring in free agent players on the defense if we're looking at defensive players, because players want to play for a guy like him. Yeah, they know it's going to probably be rough at the start. Having to get everything up and running and being with a new team, probably new scheme, learning these new players and everything. It's going to be. I'm expecting it to be slow at the start. I don't think we're going to come flying out of the gates and go 10-0 for the first 10 games. If anybody's thinking that, you're delusional. Not saying it can't happen.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it won't.
be nice it
But
would, but no.
If you're going into the season thinking that's how it's going to go, you better lower your expectations. I don't care who your coach is. You gotta lower your expectations. Like I'm figuring no more than I'll take 6 to 7 wins next year, and I want to at least go 500 in our division. So if we can win 3 games in division, that's a huge jump. That's a 50% increase versus what we did last year. We were 0-6. Actually, that's a 100% increase, basically. We went from 0 to winning 3 games, and I don't care if it's one each team. As long as we win 3 games in total in the division, now we're showing headway. We're making a change, because if we can't get out of our own basement, and I know I've said this on our show too, Nate, if we can't dig ourselves out of our own division, we're not going. I don't care what we do in the rest of the NFL against the other teams. We're not going anywhere.
Yep.
If we finish 4th again next year at 0-6, there's no way in hell you're making the playoffs. Not even.
Well,
We were 6-0 one year in our
Yeah, like
division,
you
and we
talk
still
about-
didn't make the playoffs.
Well, 6-0.
Right? I remember that, Jeff.
Good
You know,
make-
I mean, but at least showing that we've got an upper hand on these other teams in our division, and also that ends any streaks against us if we beat each of them. So no one's got a game up on us or a leg up on us.
Kind of the funniest thing is like, who hates us the most with Pete Carroll coming in is Harbaugh.
Harbaugh can't stand him.
Mhm.
Harbaugh,
I know.
he doesn't do well against Pete.
They have
Yep.
wars in the past. USC, Stanford, 49ers in Seattle. Oh man, they have wars. So
Yeah.
it's not like,
That-
damn it.
That comment right there. That comment from Mark right there is exactly 100%. Keeping Rob Leonard, most underrated move so far, without a
Right,
doubt.
Mark?
Nate,
Without
let
a
me
doubt.
ask Nate a question.
Yeah.
Okay. With the Pete Carroll hiring, keeping Patrick Graham and Leonard, do you think that Pete Carroll is going to groom Patrick Graham to take over as head coach and make Leonard the DC? What do you think about that?
I don't not like it. I think you know what? I kind of do like it. Patrick Graham has been in head coaching conversations for the past couple of years, like even prior to getting the defensive coordinator job with Las Vegas. So I can definitely see it, and especially like learning from someone who is a defensive-minded coach like Pete Carroll, and obviously is very successful and has been. It can only be good. And then, of course, Rob Leonard was in conversation to bring back if Patrick Graham didn't come back. So it kind of just lines up and makes sense if they are going to do that. I don't know. I don't know why. I just kind of like offensive guys, though. But I would not be against it. Not at all. I think the most important hire, and the reason why we haven't hired one yet, is the offensive coordinator. Because
That's why we're taking our time.
LB Raider, I agree 100%.
Yep.
Unless McCarthy gets hired off as the offensive coordinator, that's the
I
only
like that.
reason I wouldn't see it happen.
I like that. I mean, he led the Cowboys in a pretty decently tough division to 2 straight 12-5 records and made the playoffs. And they had good people. I think Dak isn't as overrated or as bad as people say. And then obviously CeeDee's a top 10 receiver probably. I mean, they had good players. So why can't we? And Mike McCarthy is a really good, respected offensive play caller. And I mean, if he's willing to come out of retirement or take his name out, taking a year off, I would definitely be willing to.
He's taking a sabbatical.
That's sabbatical.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, the other thing with McCarthy, I've heard someone else say this too. I forget who. He just got fired as a head coach. I mean, he's almost got to come to the grips that he may have to come back into the league and start basically as an OC somewhere. You know,
Take a
to
step back.
build his resume up again a little bit, so he can be considered for some of these head coaching jobs. Now, as far as grooming our future head coach, I would be okay with Patrick Graham, but I think if we can pull somebody like LaFleur over as our OC, that's the type of guy that I could see being groomed for the future more than Patrick Graham.
But then I think does that
young-minded OC offensive type coach,
because that's where the league is trending now, at least. So I can see that, but also does that shake up the dynamic of the team too much? Like if you go from someone like Pete Carroll, who's obviously more interested on the defensive side of the ball, and having all of, because to me, if you bring in LaFleur and he's the head coach, you're going to lose Patrick Graham. He's not going to continue to stay as a defensive coordinator the whole time.
You will lose him, but guess what? If he goes, then now you promote Leonard.
Yep.
Your DC,
Okay.
so he
Okay.
stays. So now a familiar face is still there on the defense, okay?
Okay.
And you have Mike LaFleur, right? It's Mike, Mike LaFleur, as the potential future head coach or the head coach. And now all he's going to do is bring in an offensive coach. See, the thing with LaFleur, if he comes in as the OC, who better to learn behind how to be a head coach in this league than Pete Carroll?
Yeah.
You know, he's done it on collegiate level. He's done it in the pros on 3 different teams. Now is on his 4th team. You know, I don't really count his time with the Jets or the Patriots as that. That was more because he's even said it himself. He was too inexperienced at the time. He needed to learn more. You know, and that was the experience he went through. And when he left the Jets, he took some time off, changed his philosophy, got hired in USC, used that philosophy, and look what he turned that team into. And then eventually got the job in Seattle, carried that philosophy over to them, you know, and turned them into a powerhouse in the NFC West.
Hmm.
You know, won a Super Bowl. And then finally they asked him to step down and go to, you know, he was still with the team. They didn't kick him out. They didn't really fire him.
Yeah.
You know, he just basically said, I'm stepping down and moving to the front office. You know, so he was never fired, you know.
I would really like for Pete Carroll, if he's interested in staying around football, for him to move into a front office position with the Raiders to continue that continuity. And obviously he's going to still be in the building. That a guy like that, you're not going to take him away from fucking football. Like, you see it now. Like, he's going to be the oldest head coach. Like, he obviously wants to continue be around football. So I would love to keep him around in the building. Like, just having that guy around, I think, is a plus in general.
Agreed.
Because obviously he's not going to be around for 10, 12 years, like, you know, like an Andy Reid or something like that. But
Yeah.
I think if we can keep him around just in the building, I that's a huge plus.
Well, I think what helped too is Brady totally respects him too.
Oh, yeah.
So that could be an option.
To round it all off, like, you know, McCarthy, LaFleur, you know, our defensive coordinator, to have any of these guys, like multiple in the building to take over is like a perfect storm. I mean, I think that was like the biggest concern for a lot of us is like, okay, Pete Carroll's, you know, 74 years old going next year. Who's going to take over? Patrick Graham is back. Jeff and I, we love LaFleur and we love McCarthy. If you get these guys in the building, which I don't think McCarthy would do that. I think maybe LaFleur would, but I don't think McCarthy would, because he'll take his year off and get another head coaching job. He already turned down the Saints job.
Yeah.
He already had a chance to be a head coach again, turned it down. But to get any of these guys in there and like when you're ready to turn it over, to have it in place, that was like one of my biggest concerns ever. Because, you know, we're all sick of like every year or every 2 years, we're burning and turning and then you got to start over again. And I think this is like, you know, a perfect storm for like, you know, the Raiders to actually do that.
Yep. Completely agree.
Yeah, no continuity. It's always something different every other year. And that's what Masters complaining about. That's the main focus he was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I come in the building, there's a new coordinator. There's new players. Why can't you keep the same, you know, coordinators, players?
Yeah, no
coaches?
continuity.
It's always somebody different, you know. So that's what he complained about the most.
Yeah, it's hard to win that way.
I think he sees now like maybe they are turning the page. Maybe they're going to stop all this nonsense and just build a team from what we already had. That's what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
What was that, Nate?
Say it again?
No, I thought you said something.
Oh, no. Yeah, it's just hard to win that way. Like with the constant, you know, moving and different players and personnel and coaches. I mean, we've proved it. We fucking have been pretty bad for a couple of years. So that's
like 10, 20.
yeah.
On,
I was trying to be modest. I was trying to be a little like.
I'm not modest. At least 20 years.
Hey, Elton Raider, I got a question for you. Are you Nutty Nate?
Yeah. Nutty Nate? No.
Okay, I'm curious.
We had 2 playoff teams in the past 20-some years, so yeah, you've been sucking for a while.
Yeah.
So Arnie asked, can McCartney develop AOC into a Pro Bowl? I mean, he did with Dak. I mean, just Dak couldn't win shit when it got to the playoffs.
Oh, must have smoke break, Jack, huh? Anybody could. Bo Harvey was doing that with AOC, but then what's his name? McDummy kind of stopped that and said, "No, you know, he's a third string quarterback. You don't need to develop him. We got Garoppolo and old man Hoyer. So we need to develop AOC.
I
So,
forgot
I mean,
about Hoyer.
Jack, who is your pick for OC? I think pretty much it's either McCarthy or LaFleur. Is who Jack and I have both said.
Yeah, Arnie. Yeah, what Jeff just said. I agree. 100.
The EC ever says I'd like them to interview Doug Peterson.
I would like that.
I wouldn't be opposed to it. I mean, again, do all the interviews you can.
Yeah.
You know, do your due diligence. You know, don't jump at the first one.
And that's not bad either. Doug Peterson. Think about it. He's been a head coach.
Yeah, more
He's
than
been
one.
there. He's done that before.
Yep. So, what do the Bengals need to do to make the Super Bowl again? Oof.
Be
Yeah,
able
well,
to get cheap
because
contracts on both their wide receivers.
Yeah.
Make their quarterback take a pay cut.
They're a good team, and they just can't get the breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I mean, the defense is good. I mean,
Wait a minute. They got the breaks. When we played them, they got that last second touchdown against us.
They just
And they won
start.
in the playoffs?
so they get the
yeah, but
breaks.
I mean, they can't get the break down the stretch to get.
Well,
them into the
they
playoffs.
start off low. They started slow, couldn't really catch up, so they had a slow
Yeah.
start. So they
and
started winning games towards the end, but they couldn't
And
catch up.
that's what's starting to happen with some of these teams that have been there or have gotten to just a certain point. Their windows are going to start to close soon. You know,
You think so?
yeah. Some teams, their windows are going to start to close. Like,
Well, here's their problem with the Bengals. They have two wide receivers. T. Higgins a franchise last year.
yeah,
We got Jamar Chase coming out this year. And T. Higgins and their best defensive tackle are all up for contracts, and they're against the cap.
No,
Yeah.
they're
Pick and choose your point. Like the NFL Network today, like they're saying, hey, if you had to pick 2 of the 3, you're letting T walk.
Oh, for sure.
yeah. Oh, you're going to be the
Sure.
most expensive.
And you know what?
Yeah.
As a Raider fan, man, that's my number 1 free agent.
Not me.
Nah, I don't want to pay that bag to a receiver. No. There's two receivers out there, man. They pay that big money to one receiver.
There's too many.
Well, there's like Godwin that's out there. And
We've been that route before, and I don't want to take that again for a receiver. No.
Although I would talk to Godwin and see what he wants. How much?
I
he-
think that's
He will
honestly
come
going to be
cheaper
a
than
possibility.
Higgins.
That's a better. But he
Just
won't
with
cost-
the connection with Spytech, Godwin, I think that's honestly we're probably going to go get Godwin because we do need another receiver, and obviously the
We need
connection
that,
with John
for sure.
Spytech. Yeah, so I mean, I like a lot of the guys in the draft. There's obviously kind of just one that's like number 1 for sure, and that's McMillan. And we have the opportunity to get him. It's just like, do you want like Carter, Johnson, McMillan, like all of those guys?
Graham.
Graham too. So I don't know. It's tough. But yeah,
that wide receiver from Ole Miss is like looking pretty good though too. No, he's
Yeah.
probably the number 2 wide receiver.
yeah, he's good.
Is that Trey
Harris.
kid?
Yeah, Trey Harris.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Just-
White.
we
from
lost the
UNLV.
ability to be modest about our dumpster fire. Peterson or Slowick. Slowick's the one from what?
Texas, the Texans.
All right. Yeah, he's the one that just got fired, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Pete Carroll fired him too, so no slow it.
Who did the Saints hire? Saints haven't hired anyone yet. Got Arnie. They're still
They're
waiting.
the
They're
only team right
hurting.
now without a head coach.
that's Kellen Moore's job to lose at this point.
They're hurting. The Saints are hurting. It's like they're like $70 million above the cap.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean, they do that every year, but they are hurting now.
Yeah,
Well, they gave too much money to fucking Carr.
I mean, they had to give up Lattimore to Washington.
yeah.
So the Saints have the number 9 pick, so that's a good thing for them. They can get an impact player right away in the top 10. So
Or they
I
can
don't know
trade
what their
that.
plan is. I know Jeremiah's got them taking Mikael Williams, the edge rusher from Georgia.
He's good.
I don't know him.
He played hurt all season, they're saying. Let me see what the other guys see. Let's see what Bucky Brooks picks. Number nine. He's got them taking Jalen Walker, edge rusher from Georgia. So it's either one of the two.
Walker.
Georgia
Okay, yeah.
They're good. Those guys are good. Yeah.
I mean, that's what Georgia produces, man. Let's see what Ed Holm takes. Ed Holm goes for the Saints at number 9.
I like Nick Nash a lot.
T-Mac.
For who? What pick?
For the Saints, number 9. He's got
number
them
9 T-Mac.
Yeah.
I don't see them doing that at all.
I don't think they fall that low. He falls
Trey
that low.
Harris is a good pick. Yeah, I think so too.
I
I
like-
agree.
I like
Even
White
the
from
wide
UNLV.
receiver from
He's
UNLV.
fast, super fast.
You've seen him play, didn't you? Or was
UNLV?
that Leo that saw that?
I didn't see. I haven't gone to a UNLV game.
Son Godwin, Kyle Trask, Trey Smith.
Kyle Trask. I don't know about Kyle Trask.
Also,
Trace
like
Godwin.
80 Trask.
Amy Trask's son.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Nick Nash. That's who I've been talking about. He's gonna
Who's
be a
that?
late
Where's
round
he
pick.
from? I don't know that
San-
name.
San Jose State. He was like, he either won the Triple Crown in receiving in the nation, or he was like
Yeah.
just a couple numbers off. But they gave a big thing was that they gave the Biletnikoff to Travis Hunter over Nick Nash, and Nick Nash was like basically the Triple Crown winner in the nation. So that was like a big story over that award. But yeah, Nick Nash is a solid, but he's more of a possession guy. A bigger Renfro, I would say, probably a little bit faster too.
I was going to say Renfro. When you said possession, I'm thinking them.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
gonna have
probably
to
a
ask my
little
son.
bit better Renfro.
My son goes to San Jose State right now, so I'm gonna have to ask him about it.
Yeah, ask him. Nick Nash is
The only-
a baller.
The only Nash I know is Kevin Nash from WWE. So,
Steve Nash?
Kevin Nash.
I know, but you don't know Steve Nash? Hall
Who's
of Fame
that?
point guard for the Phoenix Suns?
Dude, I don't. Do I look like I follow basketball?
I mean, he's a pretty good Nash. I don't know.
What do you guys think of Najee Harris and free agency plus a draft pick? That I've been saying that from like week 12 on when we really started talking about this, and Nate can LV rated 10 can attest to that because there's a free agent running back Najee Harris,
Yeah.
and we could still draft 1 or 2 running backs. I have no problem with that.
Yeah, I don't think I would either. Just until I see Najee's number, I think I'll be a little bit more sure on it though.
Ewers, he's not coming. Ewers, he's not coming out. He's going. Where'd he go to Miami?
No, yours is coming out.
No, it's coming out.
I thought he transferred.
No, that's Beck. Carson Beck went to Miami.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
10 mil.
Smart move.
Yeah. Yeah.
Matthew
Golden
wide
is a
receiver, Texas.
fucking baller too.
Well, okay, as a Notre Dame fan, no, he's not. He needs to learn. It's like, they got some great plays, got some big plays.
Yeah.
If Leo was here, he would say the same thing. It's like we need more from him.
So,
I wouldn't draft him right now. Sorry.
I like Isaiah Bond a little more, but he was hurt for the rest of the year, so we kind of have to see. I don't even know if he's coming out either, but just Texas guy.
He's asking about what do we think about Will Howard, Dylan Gabriel, or Rock?
I'll take Will Howard on all those guys.
You would take who?
Will Howard before all those guys. I'm not sure about Dylan Gabriel. Not because his height. I'm just not sure about him. I would take Will Howard.
I'd still take Dart.
Well, he's not on the list.
Well, that's
He's
not
not
on
on
the
the
list.
list.
Yeah, I'm
He
dark
gets the
too.
list.
I see. I've influenced you, Jeff. I can see it.
Yeah.
List.
That's what I've seen and what you said about him. You sold me.
Easy pod.
Honestly,
We know Dallas wants him.
yeah. Dallas
That's
definitely wants
a
Genty.
pick. I mean, every mock draft I've seen so far, they've got him going to Dallas.
Those
Yeah.
I put the Nick Nash stats up there. From
Yeah.
last year.
Can you go over him for us?
You see, he 104 yards receiving, 1,382 yards,
104 catches.
104 catches, 16 touchdowns, average 13.3. The dude is 6'3", 195. So he's a big
Oh.
receiver.
Yeah, he's big. I thought he
That's
was
Nash?
shorter. Yeah, that's Nick
Oh.
Nash.
That's Nash.
I thought he
Yeah.
was shorter than that, but damn, he's big.
Well, you know, they look a little bigger than they are, so yeah, it's 6'3".
Yeah.
Ooh. How do we-
Oh,
There we go.
What's up,
What's
Jay?
up, Jay?
What's
You
up?
beat
Hey,
this
what's
one,
up,
folks?
Jay?
How's it going, fellas?
How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. Good to meet you for the first time on a
No.
live versus in your chat.
We've been together on a turf show.
We were on a turf show together.
Yeah, a long time ago, a few months ago.
Nice, bro.
Yeah. How's it going, fellas?
Dart is a must. To me, he's a must.
Yeah.
Well, we can't get Dart, get Milrow because Pete Carroll can't develop him. See what we did with Wilson.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
he
why I
has that
told
deep
Jeff.
ball.
I'm like, if we can't get, well, I wanted Milrow first because he's so athletic. I mean, man, he's like the Baltimore quarterback. But after I thought honestly, I thought Dart was small, but I didn't know he was big. I thought he was a small guy.
Yeah, I thought he was too.
And it's like, knowing that it's like what 6'2", 6'3", I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. And then, and then playing with JPJ in high school,
Yep.
you gotta trust your center, right? My favorite player of all time is Jim Otto, the best center in the NFL, the best Raider that's ever been.
hmm
Then you got a center that you can trust. Yeah, that flipped me, dude. So Jeff, thank you on that, bro. It's like that flipped me. I'm now more Dart than I'm more Milrow, but I think that guy is phenomenal with the athletic ability, and you got to give him time because the kid cannot read the field.
No,
He
he definitely
he
needs
cannot
time.
read a defense.
We know that, but he can't be developed because, like I said, he's going to sit the first year. He's not going to play game one. He's going to sit.
I want either of
He's
those
gonna
guys
sit.
to sit.
He's going to sit. He's going to sit and learn. And if we get the right offensive coordinator to develop him, or a quarterback coach to develop him, he could be something the following year. But he's not going to play the first year. We already know that.
So here's the question, fellas. I don't think any of us feel like any of the quarterbacks coming out in the draft are start and play like a JPJ. You know what I mean? They're not ready. None of them are ready. So we have to go out in free agency. Who do you want to either, sign as a free agent or trade for? And then I'll give my answer last. I'll let all you boys talk, and then I'll follow up on that.
As a quarterback, you're saying?
Yeah, because Jeff, is any of these quarterbacks you think that are coming out are ready to start day one? I don't feel it.
No.
The
No,
closest
none
to
of-
me
none of
is
them are
Cam
Katie
Ward,
Daniels
but
or
even then,
Caleb
No.
Williams.
Yeah, LB Raider, I agree. I think he's probably the best quarterback coming out in draft. But
yeah,
day one ready, and like
I
what Tom Brady says, like they need to develop.
Yeah. He said he'll sit a year.
Even Sanders, I'm not talking Sador. I'm talking his dad says, yeah, I want an organization that will make my kid learn.
hmm
Mhm.
So I feel like none of these quarterbacks, this quarterback class is way worse than last year's.
oh yeah,
And you take a Cam Ward or Sador, you're putting them after Bo Nix. Yeah, we saw what Bo Nix did this year.
Mhm.
And they're not cracking that squad. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So
Yeah, I was watching a podcast today. Fuck, I can't remember who it was, but they were at the Senior Bowl or the Senior Bowl, and they were talking about like the quarterbacks, the class just in general, and they're saying like this one is like, I think it's so downplayed because of the quarterback class that just happened is so great that this class is kind of being a little bit overshadowed, but still even then like you're probably putting the best quarterback, which is most likely Cam Ward,
mhm.
at like the 5th quarterback from last year's draft, arguably like 5th, because obviously it's the top 3 guys, and then your choice of Nix, Penix, or JJ McCarthy would probably right in front of them, and then I would go Sanders or Ward. But like, it sucks to be a quarterback needy franchise in a mediocre quarterback draft class.
Right?
Yeah.
I think the only one is like McCarthy. It's like, as being an Irish guy, like, yeah, I see the top 2 quarterbacks over McCarthy.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think?
So
What do you guys think the Raiders are going to do? I'm like, this is like, honestly, it's like everything we ever read. We all read and watch and listen to shows and read the stuff from Hondo and all the other guys. Like, if you were the GM, who is the quarterback that you would want to bring in as that bridge? Chris, since you're in the upper left corner right next to me, bro, I'm going to start off with you, bro.
Who would I bring as a free agent?
Yeah, dude. Who do you want to do? What do you want to do if you're the GM?
If I was GM, I would not bring in none of these high-priced guys. Kirk Cousins. Sam Darnold's going to want the bag. Stafford, we had to trade for him because he's still in contract. So I looked at the list of these free agent quarterbacks. Don't look too good. I don't know who I would take. I'll probably flip a coin and take the cheapest one for experience. Because there's really nobody there that I would want to lead my team as a GM.
Lamondo.
So I can't say. Everybody talking about getting Kirk Cousins, like, for what? He did nothing. Get Sam Darnold. He gonna want the money if Minnesota allow him to leave. If they allow him to leave, they might franchise tag. So you asked me a question I cannot answer. I will say none of these guys. I'm not, like I said, I'm not breaking the bank. I'm not breaking the bank because we got more important needs than that. We do need a quarterback. We have a quarterback. We have AOC 12 right now. I ain't gonna say you'll be the leader of the team for the next couple of years, but we have a quarterback, so we're not in dire need. We don't have the Garoppolo and Hoyer incident no more.
Yep.
So right now, I'll just wherever I can get cheap. Okay.
Ride die, right?
If you come in cheap, I ain't breaking the bank.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done.
Yeah, see, this is why I don't like Cam Ward. Snowman just said it. Cam Ward's pop top bowl major turnoff. That did it for me on him.
Mm.
Like when he quit.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
that ruined it for me.
Yeah, he quit. Oh, I forgot. Somebody did miss. Okay, you know who I would take in a heartbeat? If I can get him, I'll get Justin Fields. I don't know why I feel something about Justin Fields on this team with Pete Carroll running the thing, because he's kind of like a Wilson. I forgot.
Raider Paul Leo was here earlier. He had to go, but he kept going.
Chris, you took my answer, bro.
Well, you picked me first. That's your fault.
Justin, I want Justin Fields to be a bridge.
I forgot about Justin Fields. Yeah, I would take him.
No, you just said it. You just said Justin Fields, so that's why I'm agreeing. So you took my answer. That's why I jumped in. I wanted to hear everyone's take, but you just took it. So let me go down. LV Raider, your pick.
Yep. Yeah. So I mean, I kind of agree with what Chris is saying. As far as like all the free agent quarterbacks, I don't really like. I'm not in love with as being a bridge. The only one that if I had to choose a free agent quarterback to be that bridge, it's honestly, to me, it would probably be Russell Wilson. Only for the fact that he knows what's going to be asked of him. He knows how to run the offense. He's going to be able to teach AOC and third quarterback yet to be named how to run the offense and what makes that offense successful. You give him a 2-year or 1 year with an option, a team option. I think that's a perfect. He's not going to want a ton of money, not as much as a Justin Fields, as a Sam Darnold, as a possibly Kirk Cousins. So just like, yeah, that's if I had to choose one. But right now, I'm not choosing one. I'm sticking with AOC. I think he's completely capable of being that bridge quarterback.
Oh, no, see, I know what you're doing.
I know Jeff loves that.
You can love to Jeff because you're on the same show together. I know what that's all
No,
about.
no. Because to be honest, like there's nobody I really want in free agency, like as far as the quarterback position.
So I agree.
Like,
but
But you know,
Yeah.
I feel like Russell Wilson, like, you know, we blew it last year. Tom Telesco, man,
yeah,
we could have had him for $1.8 million,
yeah,
and he signed Minshew for 2 years, 25, and we
Yeah.
could have had Russell Wilson 1.8. I'm like, last year was like the year to do it.
And
Would
Wilson
he
said
have
he
been in-
wanted. And Wilson said he wanted to come to the Raiders. He said, "Yeah."
Yeah.
He said he wanted to come to the Raiders, but that was
Yeah,
Tom
he did.
Telesco, so that was a mistake on him.
But would he have had the season that he had in Pittsburgh with our offensive coordinator? Fucking
No, of course
everything that
not.
happened then, so
No,
it's
no
like-
one's going to have that. But you know
Yeah.
what? But it is 1.8. So instead of spending the money that we spent on Minshew, which Tom Telesco doesn't spend the money, right? We could have rolled it over to this year,
Yeah.
and it would have had even more money.
Yep. It's true. Very true.
So Jay, I just saw you put your thing on. I want to hear your opinion, bro. What do you want to do?
oh, sorry, hold on, give me a second. So for quarterback, I mean, it's slim.
You need to add to your poll none of the above.
No, I'm not gonna do that. They're gonna have
None of the above.
to.
You gonna pull up, Jay?
I can't vote that one.
Well, don't vote.
You gonna pull?
You should
you gotta
vote. Don't vote. You know, like I'm looking at the list and it's slim pickings, to be honest with you. But I mean, I think Justin Fields is probably the best one. That's affordable. That's not gonna break the bank. That has experience. That can bring something to the team. I mean, I don't think that's realistic. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think the Russell Wilson bring him in is probably going to happen just for the continuity. He already knows. He already knows Carroll's system, and especially if you're going to draft a pretty high QB, that's going to be important. So, I think it's gonna. I would like Fields, but I realistically think it's going to be Russell Wilson. So.
Yeah.
This is the crazy thing about, Russell Wilson, and I won Russell Wilson last year, and I still want Russell Wilson this year. But the whole thing is like, the last year of Russell Wilson was one Pete Carroll fired and the general manager fired, and that's why he got traded to Denver.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if the bad blood's still there or it's like it's gone. I hear different, stories and rumors and stuff like that. I don't know what to believe.
No,
I
he's
do
not.
believe that Russell Wilson would probably cost you about $30 million a year on a 3-year contract is what it's going to cost him. But I think, Fields will cost you less. And here's the thing about Fields. So the reason why the Pittsburgh Steelers benched him, because they would have to give up extra draft picks if he played one more game.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys looked into that, but that's the reason why he got benched. And he was starting over Russell Wilson.
He was doing pretty good. He was doing pretty good.
Pittsburgh didn't want to give up those draft picks, so they benched him. They put Russell Wilson in. I mean, shoot, why not? You're only paying a guy $1.8 million.
I'll tell you what, there's a lot of people on here saying Justin Fields.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, see, because
I know-
Pittsburgh
I know
didn't-
who I would take.
Go, Jeff. Say it, bro.
They don't call him.
Don't laugh at me when I say this.
I know you want AOC 12.
I want to hear.
No. And I'm only want this person for one reason and one reason only. He doesn't even have to be the bridge quarterback. He can just come in. Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz.
Ooh,
Who's he play for
that's
right now?
interesting.
It's for
Kansas
Who's he play
KC.
for?
Kansas City, yeah.
Kansas City. Yeah.
Get
He's
as
on the
much,
list.
soak as much information out of him as you can. That's all you want
Well-
him for. You want to pick his brain.
Well, you can say the same thing with let's just go get Trey Smith. Instead
Well,
of
Trey
using that
Smith's
quarterback.
the right guard of, Kansas City.
Yeah,
Definitely bought in.
I want the backup quarterback that knows the plays, knows that shit. Granted, if Andy Reid is smart, he would change stuff up, but still, you can get the inner workings on what KC does to help you try and beat them. It's time to play dirty. This is the new. This is
I like it,
what
Jeff.
the Ravens need to be. We need to get back into that. We need to be dirty. We
Yep.
need to pull all the punches or hold
Hey.
no punches, and come out fisticuffs and let's get this shit rolling.
To your
And if it
point,
means we have to bring in free agents that we know we're not even going to want or use to, to retract or pull out information from somebody, fuck yeah, you're going to do it.
to your
I would
point,
be all for that because
We
he
have-
become. You want to talk about dirt cheap? He'd be dirt cheap.
to your point, we have a minor owner who did have Deflategate, Spygate, so he knows how to cheat. Okay? He's partial owner, and we got Pete Carroll who played a mean, nasty, dirty style football. So we getting that stuff in place. You know what I mean? So your point, yeah, you're right.
I like that, Jeff, dude. Sneaky, bro.
That was kind of sneaky, Joe.
That's the way we got to be.
You threw a
It's time
curveball,
to
man.
pull some of the- It's time to
Yeah,
bring back
pretty
some of the old tricks that this team used to do. You know,
I'm
trade
looking
for a player that you know, or sign a player that you know we're not going to use, but we want him for what he knows.
I was looking for a fastball, and you threw a curveball, man. Jesus Christ! How did Carson
Hey.
win?
Chris knows this, and Jeff knows this. Matt Millen, rule number 1, cheat. Rule number 2, see rule number
Number
1.
one. Yep.
That was Matt Millen.
Mhm.
He is a wash. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, Randy N. Broncos Nation, come
What's
over
up,
to my
Randy?
show on the Wild Wild West show. You can have your say.
I like
Love
Randy.
those garbage.
I like Randy. He's an okay Bronco fan. He's not an idiot like those Charger fans were.
Like the
Oh,
two
yeah.
Charger fans.
It's
my
funny that like
Charger fans
What-
were crazy. When
once
they
that
lost,
once they lost, they fucking disappeared.
you
Like
didn't hear anything from them. Like what happened?
where the fuck did you guys go?
They did just
I know.
disappeared. They're talking all kind of shit while we was
Very
on live. I think he was with you. Like, then all of a sudden they lost. Like you can hear a feather drop.
Yep,
You,
exactly.
you know what's funny, guys? Is like,
What an idiot.
repping Captain Jack's channel on the Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
It's an all for you. If you don't know it, it's for the Raider Nation. It's like it's an all AFC West show. So I have to defend our last place Raiders, but there is more Raider fans than all the fans from the Broncos, the Chiefs, the Chargers on that show. So thank you and salute to all of you for that. I absolutely love the support. It's crazy, and it's hosted by a Denver Broncos fan.
Wow.
No, we are a nation. We are like the strongest,
Yeah,
biggest fan base. So
We didn't make the playoffs. Yeah, the Chargers did, but how's your trophy case? Still empty and full of dust, right? Oh, man.
Right.
Exactly.
No, it's not
That's
the
true.
same, but at least it gives you some insight. And like I said, he's gonna come dirt cheap anyway. I mean, right now, his contract is 3.3 mil. He's 32 years old, so he's not like a super old quarterback. He's not like 38 like Stafford. That's the problem with Stafford. He's up there. Do you want Joe Flacco? He's 40 years old.
No Flacco. I'd rather have Stafford. I'd trade for him.
never have. Yeah.
You know, Stafford, we'd have to trade. You're right. I mean, shit, we can get Andy Dalton. He's a free agent, 37. He's 37, 5 mil.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, Chris.
Yeah. Pass.
And no, I don't want Donald either.
I don't want Donald either. I
I don't want any of these free agent quarterbacks, to be honest with you. None of them.
No.
The list is lousy.
This is a weak free agency with quarterbacks.
It's
Fields
It's a
has been
bad
only
year.
done it.
It's an
I'm not
unlucky
sold
year
on
for
Fields
us.
either. I'm not sold on Fields either. I'm sorry.
I mean, Fields would be like the top one I'd bring in to compete with the AFC 12,
It's a
and then
choice.
after that it's Russell Wilson. But I'm not trading Andy Picks, and I'm not spending no $40 million a year on
No.
a chance of like oh, Sam Darnold had one good year
Yes,
after they were so good, all the players around them, and they're coming to our team and trust that. I didn't like him when I saw him play against Notre Dame live. I'm like, this dude throws a lot of turnovers. No, not doing that.
you know, I heard
I love-
another content creator say we give Bing Kirk Cousins because he didn't do that well last year. No, he's still in the contract for one thing, and we're not paying him all that money. No, he
Dude, Kirk Cousins robbed the NFL, robbed every team he's ever been for. He's gotten overpaid on every team. He don't give a fuck about loyalty. He's about his wallet, which I can't argue with that.
no,
But he's gotten overpaid everywhere he's gone.
I agree.
Most guaranteed.
I want him as an
money
NFL
ever.
agent if I was an NFL player because he knows how to work it.
Yeah, he did. He went to team, got paid. Didn't do anything. Team got paid.
See, this is the shit right here. Comments like this piss me off because it backs me into a corner, and I don't fucking like that because that is not the fucking reason.
Don't even put it up. Take it off.
Look at all block it,
That aggravates
Yep.
the shit out of me.
block him out. That's some stupid crap right there.
Yep.
Right there, true. Raiders had Herbert, we'd have a 3-peat. Dead ass though.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Chargers don't know how to win with their quarterback, who's supposed to be a great quarterback, one of the best out there, and he's horrible.
Every year they
Guardians know how to win anyways because they've never won a Super Bowl.
Now,
And they had
Same
Dan
thing with
Fouts.
Rivers.
still in.
Eric
Dan Fouts.
Coryell.
they only been to one. So they got blown out by the 49ers.
Yep.
Man, actually, Chris, I would say if I had to choose between the 49ers and the Chargers, I'd root for the Chargers. Like last year, I rooted for Kansas City versus the 49ers. As a Northern California guy, my whole family's Niner fans. I can't stand the Niners. The Bay rivalry.
Oh, I know.
But see, here, check this out. I live in a nice house. My wife haven't built this room I got now. We got to finish building a pool. We got a nice house, everything set up. She's a 49er fan, so I'm not gonna fuck that up.
Did they bury a flag underneath your house like KC did with our stadium?
Well, she only built this room. She said, "Hell, I'm build your room back there, your ready room to get the hell out of the house." I said, "Okay, I'm good with that." So I'm not gonna mess it up.
That's why he's broadcasting from his he shed.
His he shed instead of a she shed.
Yeah,
It says
he
fan
said, he
cave
said.
in the background right there. You
Yeah.
can
So what about this question from Sholo Man?
Show
If
him out.
Bryce Young was available via trade, would you take Bryce over Fields hypothetically? I would.
I would.
I would.
I think he's got more upside.
I think I
Yep.
would.
He just has
He's
an
getting better.
stability at head coach or OC since he's been there.
Bad
Yeah,
offensive line play too.
He's on a
That
bad
too.
team. He's on a
Not that
really
our
bad team.
offensive line is great, but we're working on it.
What do you
Bad
think, Jay?
About what? About
Oh, and that last question.
which one?
If
Bryce
Bryce
Young?
Young was available for
Yeah. I said Bryce. Yeah, we'll take Bryce because he's young. You can go ahead and mold him. You just need to pair him with.
He's
the
got
right
a hell of a
team.
lot more upside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
on a bad situation. That's all.
Even though I'm a Steelers fan, I'd still like to see the Raiders succeed. Well, thank you. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you, sir.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, give
Appreciate
him some
it.
props.
Hey, Sid, the 70s Raiders and Steelers, rivalry
Oh, that was
Oh, yeah.
is
brutal.
unforgettable, man.
It was
Unforgettable.
Hell, it was brutal. You want to see men beat each other up? Watch those games. Watch them. You highlights those games.
And that
I know.
still ain't a catch either.
So Melissa asked, would you pick both Sander brothers or just Travis Hunter if you had the choice? If I had the
Just
choice, I'd
Travis
take
Hunter.
I'd
Yeah.
take Travis Hunter.
Yeah, me too.
So that is a great question. I got to ask you guys this. The Michigan cornerback or Hunter, who can do both, who do you really like better? I mean, honestly, because you're really in the NFL, you got to end up having to pick one or the other. You really can't play both ways. This ain't college no more. Who do you like better? You think Hunter's like a great receiver? I think McMillan's a better receiver.
Yeah.
I think the cornerback from Michigan's a better cornerback. But he's got the opportunity to play both. I mean, what do you guys really think about Travis Hunter?
I think what he's gonna do. My bad. What I think he's gonna do is honestly play receiver, be just off of the fact that receivers make more money in the league. That's really it.
I think it's a luxury that he can be a dual threat, but I think he should stick to. I would put him out there at cornerback.
I think he's a better corner. Yeah.
He's a better corner than wide receiver. I agree.
I would put him at that position and use him occasionally, like we did with Woodson.
Yeah.
In certain situations, have a set number of plays where you would run him out as a wide receiver, or even put him in the backfield as a distraction. If he's that multi-talented, I mean, it'll make defenses go, "Whoa, what the hell's going on here?"
Right.
I
agree.
Oh yeah. I think you'll see that.
Plus Travis is he's a little bit faster than Will from Michigan. He can cover. He can close better than Will can. So he's a better cornerback.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a better corner than receiver. I agree with that.
I'd be open to Wentz. Hell, I'd be open to Daniel Jones. Oh God,
Daniel Jones.
I don't want Davis Mills. Stroud's back up in Houston.
It's Danny Pennies, not dimes.
Danny Pennies.
There's one thing you guys didn't mention.
Played pretty well.
Who?
Zach Wilson.
I was on a Zach Wilson train for a little bit when he was coming in. He had me sold after his pro day, but he's been so bad. It's hard to defend.
Well, where did he play at? Where did he start his career at?
New York with the Jets.
New York. He was a starting quarterback in New York. Like what, third pick overall in the draft, I think, or second.
And look how many quarterbacks that just drafted that turned out to be trash, but actually can be better. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a just organization. That means the quarterbacks look bad.
I doubt Russell Fields will be getting a starting job next year. I as long as they're not with us, I don't care.
I'd just say bring him in. It's like competition.
To choose between the two, I would take Russell Wilson over Fields just because of who the head coach is now and the familiarity. If they run that same type of offense,
Well, Pete's not running the offense. It's going to be the offensive coordinator that comes in.
If it's his scheme, if it's something along that line, I Nate.
So would you want, let me ask you this, Jeff. So Russell Wilson is probably going to command like $30 million a year. Fields is probably 12 to 15. Then who do you want?
How much a year for Wilson? That's
probably about 30.
No, I ain't paying that kind of money.
I ain't paying that.
Right?
You've already got a guy on the team that you could keep as a bridge and bring in a rookie. I'm sorry. If we're talking money
for Russell.
If we're talking money, I don't see why we would spend that kind of money to bring a guy in when there's no reason why you can't just go AOC as a bridge. I just don't get it.
Well, like I said, we need a quarterback. We're not in dire need of a quarterback. Like I said, we don't have that Garoppolo Hoyer situation. We have a quarterback, and we do have another guy named Carter Bradley that's on the practice squad. We've never seen what he can do. We don't know what he can do. He did all right in preseason, but he was never in a regular season game. So he might be a superstar and sitting in the backfield. We don't know. So we're not in dire need to pay $40 million for $30 million for a quarterback. I think that's outrageously stupid. But we got to pay other players right now. Just my opinion, Jack.
That's all right. Avocado gang. Fields can't even read the field for crying out loud. Randy says he could be a backup running back for the Raiders. Paul, I just got to ask, why do you think he can't be a bridge? We're not expecting him to go out there and win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think he's a great bridge quarterback.
I think he's fine at that. I don't see why we would need to spend that kind of money.
Or we can bring Garoppolo back. He'd be cheap.
No.
It's only $3 million.
Chris, you hurt my feelings on that, bro. I don't want him back at all.
I was looking at the free agents and quarterbacks.
I'd rather keep Minshew over Garoppolo.
No thanks.
That's how bad it is.
I don't want either one of them.
I'd rather just pay
He's a free agent
pay
too right
Jimmy
now.
G with his condoms, being in Vegas versus, Garoppolo with all his strippers and hookers and stuff like that. It's like, no, I don't want everyone to see that guy again.
How about Cooper Rush from Dallas?
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good off Cooper Rush too.
Well, here's something that's kind of interesting. It's like, thought about Ben Johnson, right? There was a talk like if Ben Johnson came, then the hooker would have came.
Hendon Hooker.
Yeah.
They have to
Yeah,
trade him.
that was a big talk for a little bit there.
Yeah, they're not gonna let Hendon Hooker go anywhere. But he's still on a contract, a rookie contract.
I honestly like the guy from New England more than Hendon Hooker. What's his name?
Who,
Jeff,
Drake
I know
May?
you know. No, obviously Drake May, but the backup. Milton? Joe Milton?
I've heard that name come out too. About someone said we should trade for him.
I don't know about trade. I bet like if we're gonna go after a backup quarterback that has potential, I like Milton way more than Hendon Hooker.
All right, Raider Paul, you gotta just hear me out. Okay, he was a fourth rounder. It wasn't a heavy needed quarterback draft. I'll tell you right now, if he would have come out, if he could have stayed one, let's say he came out in this past draft in 2024, he would have been a first rounder or even a second rounder. You just look at his don't base it on what he did with us for 2 years. If he would have come out a year later, he would have been in those top group of quarterbacks. There's no two ways about it based on what he did in Purdue. It's not that he was a fourth rounder for a reason. Well, Tom Brady was a sixth rounder, and look how that turned out. He wasn't a superstar right away. I don't know. I don't understand why people are so sour on quarterbacks right away. I mean, the kid shows that he can do stuff.
Let me tell you this. I'm an advocate for you, Jeff. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna pitch this. Like, think about this, guys. All right. So it looks like Darrell Bell was gonna be the OC, most likely. Imagine him working with the OC. Top of that, you have Pete on his presser come out and says, "Hey, we're gonna go ahead and protect the quarterback." So meaning they're gonna really focus on this offensive line for once in the last 5 years. Okay, so they're gonna build up that O line, and so expect that coming. So now he's gonna have protection. He's gonna have time in the pocket, which, if you know, that's really where AOC shines. So if having him as a bridge is an option, the way that this team is going to be built and what it's looked like is heading, it's not a bad option. I'm not mad at AOC if he's the guy going into this next season, because depending how they're going to build that line, who are they going to put in there, we know he's going to have protection. The whole thing is about, for one, establishing the run game, two, protecting your quarterback. Those are the two important things that you need in order for you to go ahead and really bump up that offense. And that's something that we extremely struggled this past season. So food for thought, guys. Just food for thought. If Bevel comes in, obviously he's going to work with AOC. They're going to build up the line and to establish the run game and also protect the quarterback. So things might change. It might not be the same thing. He might look better. He's getting better. It's not as much as what. But is he a long-term solution? I still think no. He's not the one. But it'll be cool to have like Dart behind him, and he's showing him how to be an NFL player. That's what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Hey, Jay, I got a question for you. You came in late.
AOC never got a chance really to play. You know what? He first year, McDermott threw him in against the Chargers. I'll keep calling San Diego. The Chargers.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, he only played like half the season, so he really get a chance to play and to get into a groove. So they look down and say, "Well, he didn't do that well." Well, he didn't start, and I blame AP for that.
Yeah,
he should have started the first game of the season.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at it like this, I mean, Minshew is Telesco's guy. He brought him in. He overpaid for him. And you got this guy who's a backup quarterback that you paid $25 million for two. Now why the fuck are you not going to play him, right? You want to see some return on investment. So that's the whole reason why Minshew agenda was pushed, and then he was pushed pretty heavily until he broke. Now he got the end result, but at least in Telesco's eyes, in the Raiders' eyes, like, hey, we paid for this guy to come and play. He played. He got fucked up. Now we went with AOC, and they were going back and forth a lot for the reason being is because we, the fans, kept talking shit and didn't like the result that we were getting from Minshew. Obviously, it was a terrible experiment, but it just got awful. We shouldn't have gone Minshew in the first place. We shouldn't have went for somebody else.
No.
Or stuck with somebody, or we stuck with AOC.
So that's I was going to ask you, Jade, which is cool to be on a live show with you, bro. Being in your chat on your show. It's like, do you think that was like, our Antonio Pierce said, like, hey, I didn't go with my gut.
Mm-hmm.
And we started mentioning, which in the beginning of the season, I kind of saw it made sense, like a running quarterback versus a guy like, that can't run. And then it's like, we saw what happened. So do you feel like that was a Tom Telesco power move over AP? Or do you see that as like AP didn't have total control of the team, or was it AP's call?
I think it was both. It was AP, Telesco pushing the agenda and then kind of getting overridden, because again, they paid a lot for Minshew. Minshew got a 2-year contract for $25 million. So I don't know what the dead cap is going to be after we cut him, but it's still a lot of money, right? If we keep him, I think it's like 10, 15 that we have to pay him. So they just wanted to.
I think it's 15. I think 10-year this year, 15. This next year is what I think.
Yeah, he got paid something like that. I think he got paid 15 this year, and we owe him 10 if we keep him or something like that. That cap is like 8 or 7 or something like that. So they wanted to see that return on investment. It only makes sense, but I mean, we should never have gone out and got him, and especially Paramount with like Luke Getsy. It was just a failure. It was just a failure from the get-go. It is what I mean. This time around, that's why I was advocating for Jeff's idea on why I would see why he would think like, okay, on the second go around, you got a guy like Bevel, and you see his history with Tua, and then the way that they're really going to go ahead and beef up that offensive line, which we desperately need. I've been saying that for the last like 4 fucking years to the Raiders. I literally tag them on every IG post every offseason. Beef up your O-line, get some free agents, get somebody in there, like we kept the same dudes and it was never working. So now it looks like they're really, especially under Pete, he's really looking at that like, hey, if we got to establish a run game with the personnel that we got, it ain't going to work. So we need to go out and get some other guys that can come in and block and block effectively and be the future for the next like 3-4 years here, the long-term solution. So having that protection for AOC, you're going to give him time in the pocket and run that play. His play action is not bad. He's not, and he's improving on his rollout. I like his rollout. It's better. It's better than previous years. So I'm gonna just say that I'm not an AOC fan, so don't get it twisted. I'm still like, no. I
Jay
feel
likes
like
AOC. Jay likes AOC.
I don't like AOC. So I rather
Guard Bishop's dead cap hit at $7 million.
$7 million. See, there you go.
$7.6 million. They cut him post June 1st.
North Spears, just to answer your question, I think he needs another. I think he's good enough to be the bridge quarterback that we need until the rookie's ready. I don't see a need for us to spend money on a free agent. I'm not saying we shouldn't draft a quarterback. I am all for us drafting a quarterback. I have no problem with that.
Hey, you know what?
I don't want to spend the money in free agency for a quarterback. I don't see that need. I'm sorry. But again, I don't make the decisions. That's up to the higher ups at the team, at the headquarters there. They come up with what they want to do, but that's my take on it. It's been my take for the longest time. Most of these guys in this channel with us and in the chat know my take on AOC being given another shot.
Come on, teacher, let me speak.
Chris wants to talk.
Yeah, Chris. Sorry.
Oh, no, I was looking at the dead cap space. You know how much James dead cap is? Andre James,
How much?
$7 million.
Damn.
So we can say $7 million.
Who's cap space?
Andre James. His dead cap is $7 million.
But what's his contract? Isn't it like 3 years, 24 million?
He's base pay is 11. Shoot, I'm the wrong guy. His base pay is $6 million, so it's 3 years, 18 million.
So if we cut him, we have a dead cap space of 7 million, but if we keep him, we only pay him 6.
That's what it says.
Then I want to keep him. I don't want to spend an extra $1 million. I'd rather have him on the roster as the backup.
That's his base salary I'm looking at. Sorry. No, we can say $7 million because he had a 3-year contract.
Yeah, it's year 2.
Mm-hmm. So we can keep him as a backup. Put JBJ as center. Keep him as a backup. Get JP a rest now and then.
So here's kind of an odd. We're diving deeper now. So we all talked about Parham earlier tonight. So Parham did play, center in college. Would you rather have Andre James or Parham as your backup center? Not that we all want either one of them overall, but just kind of curious.
Well, they're paying Parham.
He's a rookie contract.
No, he's not. He's getting $3 million. Oh, he is on a rookie contract. Yeah, you're right. He's getting paid $3 million. Parham is.
Man, nobody wants to answer that question. That means we don't either one of them.
I like Andre James better as a backup.
I guess for tomorrow.
I think Andre James is better as a backup. I like Parham as a guard. He had a really bad year this past year, but the year prior, he was pretty good, at least in pass blocking. Not in run blocking, but in pass blocking, he was one of the best rookie guards. And I know Jeff is super against Dylan Parham. And he had a really bad year.
No.
I'm not going to give any excuses. He had a really bad year.
He had a terrible fucking year. It was god awful.
It was really bad.
Definitely move on from him. I mean, why would you keep him? And what was the cap hit on Parham again?
Oh, Parham cap hit was Parham cap is only $227,000.
Oh,
yeah. Well, he's still on a rookie contract, so there's no way that they're gonna
still
let
too
him
much
go
money for him.
prior.
Jeff would pay that guy $10. Like, yeah, get out of here.
$10. I wouldn't even give him a penny. I wouldn't even give him the dime that Daniel Jones can't throw anymore.
You wouldn't even let him mow your lawn for free?
No.
Jeff,
Screw that up too.
That's pretty bad.
Jeff, when I go to New England, I'm gonna cut out the piece of jersey that he signed for me, and I'm gonna give that to you as a present.
I'm like, happy birthday. Hey, I want to share this really quick. So I put up a poll on my channel. What QB would you sign in free agency? So choices are Sam Darnold, Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, Marcus Mariota. Currently, Russell Wilson is winning 35%.
I voted 3 times.
40 votes casted. So make sure you guys go put in your vote. Justin Fields and Sam Darnold are close second. They're tied for 25%. So people like Russell Wilson.
Jay, the poll I put up earlier, Jackson Dart won it.
Jackson Dart won it.
Yep.
He's gaining steam. If I heard that he had a really, really good Shrine Bowl. Like really, really good. So that's good. I don't know if he goes into the first, maybe. I mean, it's possible, but
leave him alone. He's a Raider.
I don't know. Oh, let me. I'm gonna ask you and Jeff. I'll ask you too. I'll ask all you guys. All right. So, JT the Brick has been really pushing this fucking thing about drafting Dart at 6. Would you get him at 6? He's like, get your guy at 6 because that's the guy you want, and just like call it a day and get move on.
I don't know. I think that's a little too early.
That's way too high to me. Yeah,
I agree.
I mean, if that's who they really want to target for the quarterback, then I would suggest trading out of that number 6 and fall to the later part of the first round.
Yeah.
You know, I'd even be fine with
agree.
going up to like 15 to 17 and grab him then. I just think with the talent that's going to be there at number 6 is too much to pass up
Yep.
to
Yeah.
take him.
Mhm.
You know, it wouldn't be justified. You'd get called out for reaching
Oh, for sure.
big time. Big
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, I'm a huge Jackson Dart fan. That's not a secret, and I even think that's way too high for him still. Like that would be like the best possible scenario in my opinion at the quarterback position, but even then, at 6 is super high.
Super
Yeah.
high. What do you think, Chris?
Um,
Oh, so I was reading this. Yeah, I agree with you guys. That's pretty high. I'll take. I would get my guy, the guy we want. Well, not we want, but a defensive player or something like that. Number 6. Go back because we got two number 3 picks. I would trade back up into the first or second round and then get Jackson Dart
Yeah.
if he's still there. But I wouldn't take him at 6.
Yeah. Avocado gang. I had to put somebody in there, bro. There was like the slim bench, bro. For
Mariota
free.
all that because I didn't look at
Mariota.
any other ones either.
The only one, bro, and he was an X-rater, and he's not half bad at half of the time. So, he's over there in Washington doing his thing. But I had to put in somebody for the 4th option, bro. If you want to put somebody better, cool. Let me know.
I'll just read some of these dead cat spaces and see how much we spend for these players that shouldn't be there.
Oh, let me ask Jack. So, I don't know if you heard the question.
No, I didn't hear it. What's the question?
So JT the Brick pushes this thing about if you like Jackson Dart so much, just get him at 6 and just call it a day because the potential of somebody getting him like later in the rounds could be there. What do you think? Would you get him at 6 or would you still wait until the 2nd?
Well, the cool thing about JT the Brick, I watched him as a young man, like when he came up in radio stuff in the Bay Area. But I am not going to agree with what he just said. I am not taking Jackson Dart at number 6.
Mm-hmm.
What I would do if he's available, I'm going Graham. Defensive tackle, Michigan. I want to rebuild that defensive line to make it stout like the 83 Raiders, the best defensive line ever. And then I came in on this. So, wrong way. Sorry. Right there. Chris said it. You got an extra 3rd round draft pick. If you need to go back in the 1st round, then you go up and get a Jackson Dart.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not taking number 6 pick on Jackson Dart. That's way too big of a risk. I'd rather have someone solid who's like the comp is Christian Wilkerson. If you could have 2 Christian Wilkersons on the same defensive line, oh my God, with the Max Crosby and whoever we bring back at the other defensive end, that's a great starting point. I'm not doing Dart number 6. I'm not doing any quarterback except for the top 2 ones at number 6 if they fall to us.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Jay? What do you think of my take?
No, it's good. It's good. Yeah, I just he can push it. Like I watch him. I try to watch him like every show. He pushes that when he's off the radio. He pushes that like when he talks to us on the chat, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, no, bro. Like, I mean, everybody's projecting him to go in the 2nd, so why are you gonna go up in the 1st and like, And then now the whole thing that he might go into the 1st. If he does go into the 1st, it's gonna be a low pick first. I don't think he's gonna make it up into the top 10.
And it just changed recently. Jeff and I had this conversation last Friday. I had Milroe above Dart, but now it's like, based on, Senior Bowl and stuff like that, the shit's changing. He's evolving. He's like growing. A lot of Raider fans like Dart. Some like Milroe. But now I see Dart as a clear number 3.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
I mean, I know.
But I am not taking him at number 6.
No.
Nah, I won't take that chance.
This guy, I'm a Vikings fan, and JT is a brick. Got James post June 1st and save 3.1 mil. Yes. Doesn't
James?
overreach for a pick.
Yeah,
even if
Andre
it is a
James.
QB. That's the thing too. Past regimes in charge of our drafts would have taken, dumbass plays like picks like that where we would grab him at like number 4.
Oh, you talking about like Alex Leatherwood, the greatest O lineman of all time?
Oh
No.
God,
It was
that's just Jamarcus Russell right there, right? Same category.
I know.
You
I
don't
was
even play
like,
football anymore.
really?
I called him Leatherface back in the day on all the shows. Leatherface.
Leatherface.
No, it was a 5th at best.
Fifth
Wait a minute. No, are you saying 5th round or 5th ranked quarterback?
round, I think he means.
5th round.
Really?
No, I think you're saying 5th best. Like 5th best quarterback overall.
Hmm.
See, Armando Guzman.
So I wonder, who's number 4? So we got the top 3. Dart be number 3. Who's number 4? And then Milrow be number 5. Who's number 4?
I think Gabriel, because his stock is
Oh,
rising. too.
Gabriel.
Yeah,
That's
Gabriel.
right.
Yeah,
He's
Yeah,
had a
he's
really
rising.
good Senior Bowl practices.
Yeah, like super accurate. So he might
We're talking practice?
No, he played. I think no. I think the game. The game.
The game's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Is it tomorrow?
Jack, Armando
so-
Guzman agreed
so
with you. He goes, I agree with you, Jack. Can I get
The East-West Shrine Bowl was yesterday.
get
Okay.
defensive first because Peter Carroll's a defensive-minded coach.
And normally I would say yes. It would probably be defensive, but I think because of Brady and Mark, they might get Shador. I think they might get an offensive.
If
player.
he drops at 6,
But if he's
like I said,
gone,
if
if they don't do it,
if Shador drops at 6, they're gonna get him.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
gonna get him.
Sure. I
Absolutely.
completely agree with that.
They
Yeah.
will pick him up.
Who?
But I don't think they're
Say
gonna
that again?
trade up and lose their capital to get him.
yeah.
Oh, they might. I don't know. Pete Carroll, man. He does
Interesting what how
things.
they're gonna play it.
Yeah, it's going to be
This comment here, that's a big no. Genty and
Mike, go
first,
back to
but
Sid's. I want to hear everybody's favorite
Oh,
Raider of all
sorry.
time.
Who's your favorite Raider of all time?
Jack.
I'm going to answer it quick because then I'm going for a smoke. I got to go Jim Otto.
Well, yeah, Jeff, you got him on your board. That's my boy right there. Jim Otto.
I'm a big lineman at heart. I'll be right back.
No, it's like I just I don't know. Shit, I'm gonna have to put this. I was gonna wear this jersey over my jacket, but this jacket's super thick, and I'm a Californian with cold blooded. Right here, number
Jim Otto.
double O.
I got my Jim Otto jersey too. I mean, it's in my closet right now, but what about you, Chris?
What's that?
Who's your favorite Raider of all time?
Oh, this is a Raider show? Oh, I thought I was on a
Oh.
Chiefs show. Oh my god.
Oh, that's right.
Chris.
You know what? I have so many of them, man. I can't really pick one because it's like about 5 of them, man. Charles Woods is one.
Mm.
Marcus Allen's another one.
Mm-hmm.
Rod Martin is another guy because I met him in person.
Number 53,
Yeah, Rod Martin's a favorite.
Right?
I got a few of them, so it's hard to pick that.
83 Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, I met him in person, and he was a nice guy.
Oh, nice.
So I really can't pick. I can't really pick one. There's so many I like. My history's so long. It's hard.
Yeah, completely agree. What about you, Jay?
It's a hard one, a little bit. So my guys are Bo Jackson. I'm a Rich Cannon guy, and then Jerry Rice, bro. I love Jerry Rice.
Ooh, Jay Rice is a good one.
Yeah,
You got Jerry Rice over Tim Brown.
Yeah, but Tim Brown's like 1B.
Yeah,
like,
but Jim,
between those two guys.
Rice don't count. He's a 49er first, so he don't
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
He still had a
Hey,
great
Hey, when he
career.
came on the Raiders, he was number 2. He was not number 1.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters. And he balled here for 2 years.
Right? If you're a Raider, once you're a Raider, you're always a Raider. Okay, I'll give you that, Jay.
That's really true. That's not true.
He could have gone back to San
Well, Lester
Francisco.
McDaniels or Jamarcus Russell.
He could have gone back to San
Or-
Francisco, retired as a Niner. He didn't do that. He came to the Raiders and retired a fucking Raider. He went. He took us. He helped us take us to a Super Bowl.
Well,
Okay,
Marcus Allen retired as a Raider, which is sweet.
okay, I got you. I'll give you that. I'm
There you go. See,
sorry.
I'm gonna say Bo Jackson. I'm gonna say Bo Jackson. I love Bo.
Favorite
I
Raider
didn't
all
get
time?
the Bo jersey. That's my next one, bro. I'm gonna
Nobody
go,
mentioned Antonio, don't mention Antonio Brown. Why not?
Oh God.
Well, he said once a Raider, always a Raider, right?
Potential.
Was he really ever a Raider? Like in the way of like, did he ever play a game for the Raiders? No, he never did.
He was on the team.
He was on
Like,
the team, but he
like
never
Michael
played a
Gallup?
game. So that's like
Like
you know,
Michael
I'll say this: it's like Warren Sapp and Randy Moss.
Oh my God. I was just gonna say that. Randy
I mean, okay, so like, you know, going back to old school YouTube, okay, way before I've seen and met any of you guys. I remember going on to after like, oh God, what's his name?
Lester
Purdue. He played for the Raiders back in the 90s. I'm trying to mental blank. And I brought up his name. It's like, you know, when he was on, you know, when Randy Moss was on the show, or like you talk about Randy Moss, I'm like, dude, Randy Moss didn't care. It's like Warren Sapp didn't care. If you like Jamarcus Russell didn't care. If you don't care, if you don't have the mentality like a Bill Piano, then I don't care. And I remember like getting kicked off the show, not once, but twice on his show. Being on a live show, it's like with him, it's like, oh, so Stu Swaggart. You guys remember Stu?
Yeah, he got his own show. Yeah, Stu
Swagger.
Swagger, yeah.
Yeah, I go on his shows with him live. It's like, but man, you bring up Randy Moss. And if I feel like you're a player that doesn't try and you got no heart, you're just in there for the contract, which Warren Sapp pretty much said that he was in there for the contract.
Mhm.
Then it's like, and if you don't show up and perform and you got no heart, then I don't believe you're a Raider. So those are some of the guys, you know, man. And I still talk to Stu once in a blue moon, but yeah, I got kicked off a show twice.
Hey, salute Chris from Protect Your Shield. He just popped in. Salute, Chris.
Hey,
Oh,
Chris,
what's up,
what's
man?
up, brother?
Chris, how you doing, brother?
You need to hop in here too, dude. I need to like meet you live again. Come on. I need to meet you live.
Too. Do the damn thing, bro.
See, that's what I love about the Raider Nation. It's like, you know, I don't have my own show. I don't want my own show. I like going on all your guys' shows to talk Raider stuff.
Well, then jump on my show. I'll do one next week. Jump on
There
my
you
show.
go.
What day? Hey,
I
Chris.
try to do it on Wednesdays. That's the best day for me.
If you see me in a live, dude, have someone pop your channel, you know, pop your link in the chat, because you know what, I get, you know, I do get talked, you know, in the shows like, hey Jack, why are you showing up my show? If your show don't show up on like, you know, my YouTube stuff,
Right.
like, you know, Raider Rebel, like, you know, we watched the whole draft together and like talked the whole time, 100% just draft picks. What do we want to do now? What do we want to do now? But if your show don't pop up, and you know, being a mod on most Raider channels, if I don't see it, I ain't clicking on it, because you know what? If I don't see it, I don't. I'm not.
You still don't see the chat? So I put it a couple
Well, I
times.
see you guys in chats on shows, but it like in the way of watching your shows, like, you know, Jay does on Saturday. I see him, and I see, you know, LB Raider, you know, going on with Leo and stuff. But the whatever the YouTube algorithm is, it's like I see what's on, who's out there, and then when I see a live show, whatever live show is on, I see first. Boom, I click that button, and then when, you know, if there's multiple guys on, I'm like hopping, dude. I'm hopping to hit the likes in all channels.
I hear you.
So that's what it's all about. It's like, but I never see Raider Rebel like ever, like, you know. And he's like, dude, why are you not coming on my show, dude? I want to bring you on live. I'm like, because I don't see your shit, dude. I need to see it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I say you can't see the chat right now, right?
No, I can't see the chat, which is weird, because when I go on the Wild Wild West show, I can read all the chat. And like, I'm going through my email with Jeff, which is normally I can see the chat. But I can't see the chat on this channel right now. So again, Raider Nation, I do apologize that I can't see your chat. So throw
It's
throw
weird.
your questions or whatever out there, and I'll salute you like I do on the Wild West show. That show is not my show. It's a run by a Denver Broncos fan. But I will say this, which is cool. In the AFC West show, there was more Raider fans in that show than the Broncos, the Chargers, or the Queefs all combined.
Let me do this really quick, Jeff, before we go on to the next thing, because Chris did put up his channel. Let me plug everybody really quick. So everybody, appreciate you guys watching tonight. Friday Night Raider Talk. Make sure you guys go onto every channel and give these guys a follow, subscribe. My guy Chris for Raiders. Make sure you go on his channel, give him a subscribe. My guy LB Raider 10. Make sure you go on his channel. Also, Jeff at ME_Raiders Booster. Make sure you go and give him a subscribe. They do a show every damn Thursday. My guy Jack, he like you said, he likes to go ahead and pop in the shows. So if you like what you're feeling, just make sure you just keep tabs on our shows. Usually he pops into a show here and there. And then myself, of course, Just Raiders Baby Podcast. I got a show tomorrow morning, so make sure you guys tap into that 10 a.m. Pacific. Just want to go ahead and shoot the plug real quick. But make sure you guys keep those questions coming. Make sure it's a good question. It's you're not spamming or anything like that. And we like to chop it up with you, with all the Raider fans in here, and football fans in general as well. Just as long as you come respectful, make sure it's something cohesive and something good that you can contribute to the chat, of course.
Thank
It's
you,
been
Jay.
a good show
Appreciate
tonight
that.
so far.
Appreciate that, Jay.
Yeah.
We are at hour number 4.
Yeah.
Damn, Jeff, this is just like last Friday, right?
This is a 24-hour show, right?
Wow. Going that long, huh?
Yeah,
This is the 24-hour show, right? The marathon show?
yeah. We're gonna stay on all night. Yeah,
We should do it for the draft.
The draft.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be really
That'd
good.
be a good one, bro. Like the night leading up to the draft, and just like,
oh, definitely.
yeah,
That
Well,
sounds
Start
good.
early.
it's gonna be a Wednesday night because the draft starts on Thursday.
Mhm.
Thursday's round 1.
Yeah.
So that would be Wednesday night, which is our show. The Raiders
Yeah, but
Night
Leo's
on
gonna be
Wednesday
in
night.
Green Bay,
Yeah.
So
So
hopefully we can get him at nighttime.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we could plan something, the 3 of us.
Jeff, I got a suggestion for all you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something that's never been done in Raider YouTube's history. All you content creators, do a mega show. Literally a mega show. Like you got 20 windows open of content creators. Everyone's coming on the different channels and in one voice. We are Raider Nation, right?
Yeah.
As a Raiders fan with no show, that would be unbelievable.
That'd be awesome.
Something that's
That
never
would be
been
cool.
done. Never been done. I've been
Be hard to
I've
get
been
it.
on shows since like 8-9 years ago, before all you boys even were here. And that would be something that would be unbelievable if you, as Raider content creators, you guys all talk to each other behind the scenes. If you guys put something like that up, that would be the one nation, right? Unbelievable.
It
I would
be
love
cool,
to do
but
that live. I would love to do that
Yeah.
live.
I think they have. Yeah.
I think Jay just was starting to say it too. That would be, with that many people. Say we got it up to 20 guys on here. Nobody would get a word in edgewise.
You're not going to be able to read the chat, that's for sure.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I think it would work probably better live, because I feel like you can bounce off better live rather than you kind of get a different vibe on online. It would be a little bit
Yeah.
harder to get all of your stuff out, you know?
Oh yeah.
Well,
I don't
just
know
coming
what-
from a fan that's just, a Raiders fan, like not having a channel,
Yeah.
I would, you guys all see me like do the stuff. Like I pop in one channel, salute, give my like, pop in another channel, like, hit another channel, like. I keep doing that. But if there was like all you guys in one channel, then you guys can all promote each other. And I will say this would be the best thing for everyone because, it's all about getting your face out there, right?
Yep.
Get your faces out there. And, hey, hit the like for every channel. Every Raider YouTuber, hit the like for everyone else that's in the panel.
Hey,
Yep.
Jeff.
And
Guess
you know what?
what?
If you got your mods out there, which I will say I'm really bad because I'm old school, and it's probably being the biggest mod in this whole nation. I don't know how to post your shit, so I apologize to everyone out there and every channel I go on. I don't know how to post your shit, but if you got mods that know how to do that, then it's easy to jump, go back and forth, go back and forth, go back and forth.
Hey, Jeff.
Get
guess
your
what?
likes up, get your algorithms up. Start modernizing, start making your money if people want to spend money on that shit.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm about to hit 50. You believe that?
Really?
Yeah, that's like really, really fast. That
You
you're
look
at that
you look
point.
older than 50, but okay.
God damn it.
Chris, how old are you, dude? Wait a minute, you're younger than 50?
No.
Yeah, I'm 20 years old with about 40 years experience. I'm 60.
Dude, I am so old that I saw Jim Otto play in 1974 on the black and white TV.
Look, I got you beat. I'm 60. I'm gonna be 61 in March.
So there's a question for the panel here from Robert Davis. He goes, Patriots fan here. Just saw this scrolling. Are you guys excited or concerned with Tom Brady seeming to have a larger voice in roster control going forward? Start with you, Chris.
No, I don't. Because he knows talent, he sees talent. The understand is that he won for the Patriots, but he also won from Tampa Bay. And what did he do when he went down to the Buccaneers? He told the guys, I want this player, I want that player, I want this player. Bring him down, we'll win Super Bowl. And that's exactly what he did. He knows talent. He knows how to play, he knows talent. Before we didn't have that. We had an owner who don't know football. He even said it. He knows money, but not football. So we got somebody in the house that knows football.
Yep.
So
Jack, your feeling?
I still don't like Tom Brady because of the tuck rule, but that wasn't his fault. That was the ref's fault. But you know what? The man's a winner, proven winner. He's a champion. So I'm happy to have a champion in the building.
I'm gonna
Jack.
piggyback off Chris. So Robert, it's like I didn't like him coming in here as a Patriot, coming into my home turf, my Raiders. But now that he's invested into this team, and now I look at it in a different way. It's like Mark Davis has no children. So who's at some point is going to turn this team over to? But no one better than your New England Patriots quarterback in Tom Brady. The one who's got the most Super Bowl rings ever, the best quarterback ever, the GOAT, right? So I like the idea, and he's like bringing minds together, which with this offseason for the Raiders, I thought, and we were going to a rebuild, I thought we were going to be destroyed and starting from scratch. And what I'm coming back to is that we're not doing that. We're not blowing this shit up and having to do it all over again. I see it. It's like reconnections in the way of like bringing certain players, certain people in. And so, and then him getting spy check, which again, got to make sure I got the right finger, Chris. It's like, he's bringing the right minds over here. And the connections, like, what's coming out there, it's like a one-minded society. So, yes, it's going to be super hard because you got the Kansas City Chiefs. Going for the three-peat. You got the Denver Broncos went to the playoffs, which I thought they were going to suck ass. I thought the Kansas City Chiefs were going to stink too. And did I ever think that we're going to be swept by them when we're kicking their butts? We beat the Broncos 8 times in a row until this year. So I see the right minds coming into place, and I see the direction they're going. It's like it's going to bring like the best player we have back, like getting his mindset back, continuity, stability in the way of Max Crosby. And so I see with Patrick Graham coming back, he's going to bring a lot of the Raider free agents on defense coming back, which we have a great defense. We had a really good defense. So, yes, with Mark at some point with no children, turning the reins over at some point, I'm sure Tom's going to buy even more of the franchise, to a guy like Tom Brady, who grew up a Niners fan, with all those Super Bowl rings in New England, and now he's a Raider. I'm liking it. I think the pieces of the puzzle are coming together. So, great question, Robert Davis. I'm glad you asked it.
Jay, what do you think?
I'm gonna agree with the same thing that you guys said. I mean, having Brady here, somebody who can, who knows football, who won it at the highest level multiple times, to have him as an owner and somebody who's going to be steering the team in the right direction, I'm all for it. I know the history with Tom, but putting that to the side because he's here and can't do nothing about it. But he's invested in the team. He wants to see a return on investment. What the tribe said on from my chat, he said Tom Brady's from San Mateo. He's a Bay Area native. It probably makes sense why he chose the Raiders to come in, right? Because he is from the Bay Area. We're a Bay Area team origin. That's where we were created. That's where we come from. That's our roots, and so it makes sense. But this is the best guy that you can have in the building, that can have in Mark's ear, because obviously Mark doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Multiple people, even himself, has said, "I don't know what I'm doing." Who better than Tom Brady? And we're starting to see that Brady effect take place. We got Pete in here. We got PG. We got Spy Tech. Spy Tech is a smart guy. He's drafted really, really good. So I think this is a great thing, and hopefully we get to see this for many years to come. Like to what Jack's point, eventually Mark is going to come out. The Davises are going to leave Vegas. So, and the new group is going to come in, and that's what's starting to happen. They're starting to sell off bits and pieces of the team. So I say in the next 10, 15 years, the Davises are probably going to be out. And we're going to see like a group like in LA, like the Dodgers, where it's controlled by, an interest similar to UFC, like same, where they're running the Raiders. And it's just about winning and making sure that money keeps rolling in. Because when we win, they win. They put assets in those seats, and that's what they want,
Nate?
Yep. When he was first announced that he was going to be a part owner and come and be a part of this team at this organization, I was a little skeptical because we had just gone over the whole Josh McDaniels and that whole fiasco, and coming over from the Patriots, was it going to be another Patriot way kind of thing? And then of course a lot of Raider fans don't have a ton of fond memories of Tom Brady because of course the Tuck rule, and then he was just so successful in our own conference and things like that. But now this is really his first offseason where he's had some kind of control, some kind of say, some kind of power so far, and everything has looked extremely good. He single-handedly gave us a shot at getting the possible best coach in this hiring process. And so, that just shows how much respect he has around the league, how much, how much his say, how much weight his words pull with people around the league. And honestly, it's looking really good. He's pulled in Pete Carroll, who is arguably the second best option at head coach. John Spytek, who is an extremely successful player personnel person in Tampa Bay, who of course has connections with Tom Brady going back to Michigan, and then of course in Tampa when Tom Brady was there. So he knows how to operate, how to evaluate talent, and then everything that just looks so far has looked really good. And I'm hoping that trend continues to go. And I'm really excited to see what else his input is going to have an effect on in this organization.
I wasn't happy with it at first, but it's grown on me. Pretty much what everybody else said up top. The only thing I would add to it is even if he walked into my house now, I'd still punch him in the face. So, we'll move on.
Come on,
So-
Jeff. Really? Like, come on. He's like around your neighborhood.
Nope. Robert Davis, that means you must live in the New England area. So that's where I'm at. I'm in Rhode Island. I don't know where you are in the state or in the New England region. So Anthony Estrada says, I guess I would be all right. I would be all right getting another free agent quarterback, but for the right one, Justin Fields. But how about Pete Carroll keeping Aiden and teaching him? Look what he did for young Russell, and that's what I've been saying.
That's what we're saying.
Oh, hey, you are Jeff's hunting list right now, bro.
Yep. My new friend now, Anthony Estrada.
Hey, I've been talking to AE for years, man. Good boy.
Did you hear Aaron Donald called Jalen Carter his replacement? Do you think we should have drafted Jalen Carter? Hell yeah, we should have.
Oh yeah. Come on,
Yes.
please.
And not even second guessing the pick that we made. We should have drafted him at that moment then. There was no reason for us to pass on him.
That set us back so far, man. Like, we're talking about tonight's show. Oh, what should we get? Oh, the defensive tackle from Michigan. If we had Carter, we're not even thinking about that right now.
No.
See, and the tribe says none of the above on QB free agents for me. I agree.
Mhm.
Yeah. He's replying to my poll.
Because I wish Gruden was still around, but he seems happy at Barstool.
I love his content in Barstool. It's really
It's
hard
hilarious. It
to
really
not
is.
like. It's so good.
Yeah. Do you think the Raiders will have a chance at a playoff? No, not at all.
No.
I'm not even thinking playoffs yet.
No.
Not yet.
That's a couple of years away.
We just want to
Hey,
wait and see.
Sid, come watch the Wild West show. We're the only team that didn't make the playoffs. And if you want to talk your stuff there, man, talk it.
Poor Jack,
the
when he's
board.
on that show, he looks like the one kid that doesn't get picked to play in a game. Because the other three are all talking about, the playoffs, this, our team that.
Hey, it's a hard life, when we're out of the playoffs so
is.
early, and then I'm gonna have to rep the Raiders and talk smack.
Yep.
At the same time, it's respectful. It's very respectful, but at the same time, it's like you're trying to represent, but you ain't winning any games in the AFC. We got swept, right?
Yeah.
And you have to try to bring out points like, oh, this is why my team is better than your team. It ain't easy. I'll say that.
Anthony, I'm on the same one that he's on. So that was the question I think you were referring to. We just took a while to answer that other question. I'm trying to get through the chat as much as possible here. So picking and
Jeff has
choosing
control
now at this
of
point because
the
I'm
chat.
way behind. Let's see. Where are we? I just want to see a Bears Raiders Super Bowl before I go. Bears and Raiders fan here. I want to see another Super Bowl. It's been 40-something years for me, Jack, and Chris. So,
That'd be pretty cool. Bears, versus Raiders. Damn,
I don't care
two
who we
old
play in the
school
Super Bowl. I just
franchises
wanna play.
playing against each other. That's cool.
I just want to see us play in one.
I don't care
Right?
who we play. I'll be in one. I don't care who it is.
Yeah, Anthony, I've been a huge AOC 12 supporter this whole season. So that's the whole reason why I also don't want to draft a quarterback in the first round.
I want to see a Raiders and Rams Super Bowl and Raiders just smash the shit out the Rams. I hate
That'd
the
be
Rams.
fucking beautiful.
I
That'd
hate
be
the Rams.
beautiful.
So that is-
Yes, dude.
I want to see a Raiders Niners Super Bowl, and the Raiders kill them, dude. I will take any AFC West team or any AFC conference team over the Niners. Being a Northern California guy, I can't stand the Niners.
Mhm.
As a Ravens fan, I wouldn't mind trading Harbaugh to the Raiders for anything. We got a coach. We're good.
You're right.
I hope not, Javier. Let's see, they say Raider fans make the best boyfriends. Y'all stay loyal no matter what.
There he is. There it is. The quote of the day.
I don't think Jalen Carter is worth the first round pick. Look at that. What?
What do you mean? Didn't he have like 5 or 6 sacks this year as a defensive tackle? And I think he had that last year.
He's not defensive
He's
end.
been a dominating force on their front. I don't know.
Tackles don't get that many sacks. So
No, that's what I mean. It's like,
That's kind of what we're hoping for, Mark, that we
Yeah.
do interview LaFleur.
absolutely.
Yeah, and
No.
and I don't know if anybody's aware of the new rule. If now they can do lateral moves. I guess
Yeah, 'cause
before
the ri-
they could only go up.
This is a good
Now-
question.
Lateral moves. So if he gets a good offer from us, you never know.
Yeah.
So don't.
Why not sign
True.
Aaron Rodgers?
That's a good question. If you
I think
if
it's a
they
non-question.
let him
You think
go,
it's a good question.
No.
no.
I mean, it's a good, it is a good question. I mean, think about it. The Jets are horrible. It's run horrible. They're the first ones that cut their head coach. If you can bring an AR like as a bridge, I mean, as long as it doesn't cost too much
No, I don't think that's
to
gonna-
like develop a quarterback you can draft or whatever, that's not a bad. That's a good question.
Aaron Rodgers will come in, want to take over, want to do things his way. He wants.
No, if that's the way he wants to do it, like Russell Wilson, like was in Denver, his entourage had his own office in the building, then no. Then, you can, bro.
And then
But you know what?
He gonna want so much money. No. Mm-mm.
Desert, funny, bro. Oh my God, Desert. He's like, because Aaron Rodgers was a weirdo. Facts, bro.
Well, you know what? The other reason I don't want him, he's going to automatically raise our average age on the team too. We got to.
I don't care about that.
I
I
do.
don't care about the average age. We're like the third youngest team in the NFL right
Second.
now.
We're the
But
second.
it's like,
Yeah, and then you bring in a 50-year-old quarterback, and it goes
It
through
will be
the roof.
the third oldest. We already got the oldest coach, so we don't need the oldest team.
So who's our MVP for this year? Now you talking NFL or for the team?
I think he means NFL.
If you're talking NFL, I'm really starting to lean Saquon, to be honest with you.
Really?
Jeff, right? Cheers, bro, on that.
Doing it, bro. That dude's fucking.
I mean, I know the
terrible.
votes are already in and everything. I mean, we'll find out on Thursday next week.
What about rookie of the year?
Oh, that's Jalen.
Jen Carter. I mean, Jim.
That's
Jay
right.
Daniels.
Jaden Daniels.
You know, I hate that. I hate that all you guys said that because you know what? Bauer set all those records, and I get it.
I know.
To me, it's Bowers.
I get it. They went to the playoffs. He's done something that quarterback hasn't done. But when you're setting all-time record, I mean, we're talking all-time records at tight end. Then that kind of makes me mad because it always goes to the quarterback. The quarterback can kiss my ass if you're setting all-time records. I'm sorry. That's like, for me, it's something that's never been done. It's never been done. So you think about when the league started, it's never been done, and this kid's done it.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you. He's my MVP, but you know how the league is. There's always a quarterback that usually wins MVP. Plus, the Raiders won 4 games. McDaniels took their teams to Jaden Daniels took their team to the playoffs.
Man, I love me some Jaden Daniels, and I wish Tom Telesco would have reached out and tried to make a trade, and we would have given up those draft picks for him, and then we wouldn't have Brock Bowers. But at the same time, it's an individual award, right? So there's 3 players that are in it for this award. It's Jaden Daniels, Brock Bowers, and Bo Nix. Well, Bo Nix is already eliminated, but you're doing something. Has Jaden Daniels, overall, is he set of the all-time quarterback records? Is he set all the all-time quarterback records? No. But Brock Bowers has set the all-time tight end records. So if you do something that's never been done since the start of the NFL, then that's totally disrespect on that position and total disrespect on that player. That's my thought.
I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I'd say how the NFL works. I totally disagree with that. He should.
Oh, no, I get what the NFL is doing. I get it. And I see, the AFC West show, they're all bagging on me too. But when there's something that's never, ever been done,
That's my
and
boy right
he
there.
does it, then he deserves it.
That's my boy right
Randy,
there, Randy
how did
Ginn.
the Raiders scare Devontae Adams away?
He's a Bronco
Easy.
fan.
Gardner Minshew.
Gardner Minshew.
Is
All right,
anyone
guys.
too weird to be
I'm gonna
anyone too weird to
actually
be a Raider?
gonna
Go ahead.
hop off of here. I appreciate everyone, everyone on the chat and all of you guys, of course. Always a good time with everyone here. Nice to meet you, Jack. I'm glad we were able to get on.
Hey, nice to meet you, LB Raider.
Yep. So go ahead and make sure to like and subscribe everybody's channels here. It only helps everyone and it's free. What's better than free, So appreciate you guys again. I'll probably be in the chat a little bit, but I'm just gonna hop off here. Appreciate you guys.
See you.
Good night, bro.
See you, Nate.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Later, buddy. Let's see. Minshew passed the ball to Bowers. Yeah. SoCal Sal. Yeah, we're still up. We're at 4.5 hours.
I know.
Yeah, I'll probably get it off
He's a
too.
dog, man.
a
Wish
little
we
bit.
drafted him. Yeah, I do. I wish we did. We screwed that one up. Bo Nix is not. You ever a Broncos fan? Get out of here.
That's Randy, man. He's cool.
I know.
I like Randy.
No, where's this go?
What's the poll you got up now, Jay?
Who would the Raiders want? What QB would you draft in free, or what QB would you sign in free agency? Yeah, so Darnold right now is actually in the lead with 32%. Russell's at 29, Fields is at 28, Marcus Mariota at 12.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it.
69%, 69 votes casted. So make sure you guys put in your vote. I'm gonna close it. I'm gonna do another one right now. I gotta
Marcus
get
Mariota, huh? He's still in the league? Who's
Yeah, he plays for Commanders. He's the
Yeah, I
backup
don't know.
for-
I'm not
Jay?
Chris.
Oh,
I don't know if you saw it earlier, Chris, but Mark Carbone subscribed
Yeah,
to
Mark
you.
subscribe.
Yeah, I was looking down and said, give him thumbs up. Appreciate it, Mark. Thank you.
Appreciate you, Mark.
Now I'm at
What's up,
51.
Tactical Raider 408? What's up, brother?
Moving up. Huh.
Hey,
You know
like,
what? You know
subscribe
what? You
to
know
all
what?
these boys.
Marcus Mariota, I didn't think about him, but I would bring him back. He's experienced. He's been around. He
He
can't
is
move.
experienced. He does fairly well.
Yeah. I
They
didn't
tried
think
him
about
as a
No? Why, Jack?
I mean, do you want him back? It's like, we go back in time, right? He was only okay. And now you add all the years on.
Well, compared to what's up,
AOC 12, I'd rather just keep Minshew at that point over him. Because you know what? After another year, less dead cap money. I ain't spending money on him to bring him over there to cut another quarterback to earn more dead cap money. I want more money to go into the next year. Sorry, ain't happening in my mind.
He won't cost that much. Let me see how much he'll cost. He's a
He'll still
backup.
be cheaper than Russell for sure. He would.
Probably
What's
will
up,
be.
man? In the Bay Area, San Jose. That's up by you, isn't it, Jack and Chris?
Hey, Tactical Raider, Sacramento here, bro. My son goes to San Jose State.
I'm south.
There you go.
That's right. Yeah, Chris, you're down by LA, right?
Yeah.
Seahawks VP of coach at operations, Matt Caporo, is leaving the team yeah, we saw that today.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about it tomorrow on the show for a little bit.
Yeah. See. Yeah. He's $6 million last year. So man.
He worked for Al
Yeah,
Davidson?
he'd be relatively not expensive.
It's $6 million last year.
Yeah.
That's
Actually, I think when we got him the first time around, I think it was only like $4 million
I think it
for
was.
the first year.
I think it was 8. Something
Was it 8?
like 8.
I thought it was like cheaper. I thought it was 4.
Oh, he was a little pricey.
Yeah, he was a back of the car. It cost a little money.
Yeah. But, I mean,
If anyone in chat wants to look it up, look it up.
Well, we went out and got Gardner Minshew, so
Where's JT the Brick?
I don't know. Probably at home sleeping.
I like that name, Fat Sal.
School 619. Salute.
So do you guys know how JT the Brick? Do you know how JT the Brick actually became JT the Brick?
No clue, but I'm sure you're gonna tell us.
Yes.
So the Rome show, right? You guys remember Jim Rome?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's a
So, have that playoffs or face off or what do they call it? Like, the best, takes or whatever. And like they'd have a championship and he won it. And then he went on and like started doing Raider stuff. And the Raiders, that's when the Raiders hired him
yeah.
in the Bay Area.
Oh, there's a lot of quarterbacks on this list. Hey, how about Zappy?
Tactical Raider, real quick. You're watching this from my channel. So you can do that way on mine, but then you can go over to, let me get his link.
Hit them all up. Hit those
Yep.
likes on all these boys.
Yeah, I'm
And
posting.
LB rated 10s.
So, Jay, you still on at 10 a.m. tomorrow?
Nope, that's
Yeah.
not-
I have
just
a
did.
little bit of dinner and then get ready for tomorrow. Do that show.
wrong
I
picture.
got a special guest tomorrow. So you guys know, everybody watching on the live right now, I got a special guest for tomorrow morning on the show. I have Real Talk. My guy 805 is gonna be on the show tomorrow. So we're doing the-
805.
my guy 805. I got him out for tomorrow. So that's gonna be a really good show. We might most likely probably do some mock drafts. So for sure.
Are you doing
10
straight?
a.m. Raiders full Chris. 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Manana.
Yep, 10 a.m. California time. You doing trades or like straight up?
We'll play with it.
And are
We'll
you
see.
what website you using?
Shit, hold on. I was on.
I got to ask this now because like when I get in a chat and it gets all busy, like
Yeah.
I may not be able to ask you or like get a response.
Fuck, I knew what it was called. I was on it. Pro Football.
Pro Football Focus.
Pro Football Network. Yeah,
Okay.
that's a really good one. I don't know. I like the simulator that it does. So we'll see. I might do a couple rounds with 805.
So Wyatt Duart says, guys, what are we doing for our QB? I'm 15, only seen one playoff season. Well,
You know
first of
what?
all, I feel
What?
for you.
No,
That's a salute. Wyatt Duarte, like 15 years old.
Yep.
Man, I salute you, kiddo.
yeah.
And I hope you keep watching all these content creators. This is what the lifeblood is, like kids like you. So thank you for being a Raiders fan. I hope you don't ever stop. And keep asking questions.
Well, there we go. There it is.
Well, let's just hope that when we do finally win a game, Super Bowl, that you don't have to wait 40 years to see the next win.
All right.
But I will tell you this, as a new fan yourself, not me, for you, you gotta keep hoping at this point. What we've done so far this year in the off season, it's a change for the good going forward. I think at this point, I think a lot of people would tend to agree with that. I can't see too many that would say no, that's not a good move. It's kind of bringing back a little bit more respect to the Shield and to this organization with the hiring of Pete Carroll. So keep doing your homework on the team. Know your history of the team. Even though you weren't alive during it, look it up. Know who certain players were back in the day. So when people start talking about past players and everything, to be like, oh, I know who that guy is. Or, oh, I heard about that day, or that play, or that Super Bowl. It'll make it a lot easier for you when you follow some of us, because some of us, as some call us, old heads, guys that have been around for a long time, Raiders fans since we were children, younger than you, knowing your history is big, and I talk about the history a lot. So does Chris above me, and so does Jack up there too. and Jay too. I mean, Jay's lived through a lot of it too. You know, but the three of us that I just named up top and myself, I mean, we all go back to mid '70s as Raider fans, early '70s as Raider fans. So just keep doing what you're doing. Stay positive, and tune in whenever you can, whenever you see us on.
Well, at that point, I was 12 years old, became a Raider fan. 12 years
There
old,
you
I
go.
was a Raider fan, and I've been a Raider fan ever since then. So I'm 60 now.
I was 5.
I was 4.
Well, my family, I was a Rams fan. I couldn't wear anything but a fan Rams, so that's why I hate the Rams. So I can't stand the Rams.
Hey, Wyatt, who's your favorite Raider? And what made you become a Raiders fan? And are your family Raiders fans? I'm just kind of curious. Growing up as a kid, my whole family's been 49er fans. And I love the fact that you're 15 years old. I have 2 sons. I have a 20-year-old and a 21-year-old that are not far off from your age. I love the fact that you're coming on Jeff's show and saying that. So thank you and salute to you, kiddo.
Yep. Salute Wyatt.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like it when especially young kids come in, and they're interested in this team.
Yeah.
It just still shows you that, it's the mystique of what this team used to be. The attraction that the shield and the uniform colors and the Raider gear have to, still a young generation. I mean, I understand in the 80s how the Raider fans grew across the country. I posted something in the chat that I'm in with Jay and Leo and Nate. They talked about how the Raiders' image changed when NWA came on the scene in the 80s. How that spread across the country, because out on this side of the country where I am on the East Coast, unless you followed football, you never knew who the Raiders were. You were a kid in the 80s around that time frame, you listened to rap because that was the thing that was out. And when NWA came out, it was hyped even more because it was so like, so many people
Raider
said that,
Yeah,
so it just added more hype to the whole NWA scene. And then when you buy their stuff and you see that they're wearing Raider gear, you wanted to be like them, so that explains why the Raiders exploded, even though we were kind of crappy at the time. Why the Raiders expanded as the fan base, because of NWA was a huge part of that. You take NWA out of the equation, I don't think the Raider Nation is as big as what it is.
Because that was the LA Raiders. I lived that area.
Yeah.
I was down there. I lived down the street from the Coliseum. And that's all
And
you
I
saw.
said it-
When
and I
LA,
said this-
when the Raiders
and I
came
said this in
there,
the chat today. I said NWA was for the Raiders what Taylor Swift and the NFL are making Taylor Swift for the Chiefs. Before Taylor Swift, they were influential in that aspect by what they were. The Swifties all buy the Kansas City game because she goes to the games, and the TV shows post her face everywhere. So they all get excited and they'll go buy their shit.
see, when LA Raiders came to LA, when the Raiders came to LA, at that time the town was Rams. That's all you heard: Rams, everything. But then when they came to play Coliseum, and they were good at that time. Then they started wearing their gear. The whole city changed from Rams to Raiders, like almost overnight. It went from that powder blue yellow to silver and black overnight.
Yep.
That's what started.
Yeah.
And that also started teams wanting to come out with black uniforms too.
Yeah,
Plus,
And they don't look as good.
playing in
The LA Kings turned it. They were purple and gold. They turned it black. They started wearing silver and black.
Yeah, and
LA
they
Kings.
remember, Chris, the Rams were playing in Anaheim at that stadium
They were.
stadium. Remember that? Yeah, man.
That's their,
No,
And we
because
didn't even talk about
because
that.
the Raiders come to the Coliseum. The Rams, that lady who owned them, refused to play with the Raiders. So we'll play in Anaheim. All right,
wait,
bye.
pause. Wyatt, don't listen to Desert. You don't have to have a tattoo to be a Raiders fan. You're 15. Don't do it. Do it when you're an adult.
But I'm gonna get one pretty soon. I gotta get one. I'm gonna get one on my calf.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Chill, bro.
No, I'm not going to say I want a kid that's 15 years old to get a tattoo. Like, you know, I'm
He
sorry.
says when you turn 18. He says when you turn 18.
Turn 18. Yeah. When you turn 18, you get a tattoo.
18.
A tattoo doesn't make you a Raiders fan or not a Raiders fan.
Nah.
Brands you.
What makes you a Raiders
brand
fan,
you
I
for
think?
life. You can never.
It's the love in your heart, man.
Yeah, you love them in your heart. You love them good times, bad times. You defend your team even if they're 0-17. You that's being.
That's what I'm saying. AFC West show. I got to defend our Raiders against 3 playoff teams. I do it every week. I'm the only one that does it. And I go on all your guys' channels and I watch your stuff. And I love watching it. And I don't even want my own channel.
There you go. There you go. Oh man.
Well, I don't have a tattoo anyway, so yeah,
There you go.
it wouldn't show up that well, so I left it alone. Well,
All
I'm
right.
telling you.
Go ahead and call it a night.
Silver and black on me.
I
No,
in the morning. I do have a show in the morning, so I got
We're at
some sleep.
4
for
hours
that.
and
But,
45 minutes. I'm ready to
yeah,
call it. a night.
it's been up
I'm
for a
ready.
while.
I'm ready to call it to you guys.
There you go. All
It's
right.
been a
So,
great
Jay-
show. Almost 5 hours.
Right.
Yeah, Jay.
All right, Jay. I'll see you tomorrow, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys, everybody taps in for Good Morning Raiders tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. I got my guy, 805 Raider from Real Talk Raider Nation. Go ahead, Chris.
No, hold on.
Oh,
I
okay.
want to get Jay on the stage. Sorry.
All right. So, all right, guys, make sure everybody taps in tomorrow. Good Morning Raiders going on at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. I got my guy, 805 Raider from Real Talk Raider Nation on tomorrow. We're going to recap this week's hires and just talk about more potential free agents. We still got the OC that we have to go ahead and figure out. And then we're probably going to do some mock drafts. So make sure you guys tap in tomorrow again, 10 a.m. Pacific on my channel at Just Raiders Baby Podcast. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys tomorrow.
Hey, thanks for coming on, Jay. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Jeff, as always.
No problem. Where'd Jack go? Why is he not showing up?
So he was leaving. Anyway, I'm going to sign off too. But anyway, I want to say this right quick before I leave. I want to thank all the new subscribers who subscribe to my channel. I'm going to start doing more lives. I'm trying to do a live on Wednesdays. I haven't picked a time yet because I do not want to compete with my guys. I don't want to do a live while they're doing their lives. So I'm going to try to pick a certain time Wednesday so I can do more lives. I'll probably post more videos. But like I said, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate all the subscribers. And we'll see you soon. All right. Good night, Jeff. Good night, Raider Nation. We'll see you guys real quick.
Later, bro.
All right.
All right. So I appreciate everybody that's been in here watching for the entire 4 hours and almost 50 minutes now. So we're almost at the 5-hour mark. It's by far the longest show that I've done. My voice is kind of shot. So I am going to sign off. Thanks for coming in, everybody that watched. We appreciate it. We should appreciate the support. Make sure you go to everybody's channel that was in here and hit that subscribe, like the content, follow us. Hit that notification when you hit the subscribe so you'll know anytime one of us go on live or we release new content on our channels. It's you that we count on to support us by being in the chats, asking questions, posting comments. We appreciate it. So it is 1:52 a.m. my time. I started this at 9 o'clock my time, so I am no, Jack, dude, I'm done. My voice is shot. I can't. I don't even think I can talk anymore after this. I just gotta go have a cigarette.
make another thing of coffee and probably play some video games and unwind. But we'll I may pop on tomorrow afternoon if I get a chance, maybe during the Reese Senior Bowl game. I'm not sure yet. So until next time, everybody, have a wonderful night. Everybody stay safe, be careful, and go Raiders.